drunk at the hilly. I can't PD and I can't find my willy. I'm just here for a little attention. Yeah, I got severe hypertension. So why you trying to get to know a higgy better? Can't and whores, Bella's mom and Schmarietta. I don't know, I'll give it a go. ATF's big show, I ain't no hoe. I don't need a new man with a double D rack. Never mind, higgy, your game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that, see? I'm not one of the girls trying to get locked down. Prince Higgy, baby, Jameson Crown. I get down with the hilly low comp ticket. 16 whiskeys is how I kick it. And you get excited for a midnight snack. I already told you, your game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that, see? Your game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that. I like sleeping alone. This won't go all night. A little needy and strange. It's true love at first sight. I'm the real deal. I do what I gotta do. From the rip, my whole heart's for you. Your whole heart is not for me. Not a half, not a quarter, not a clog, not a re. You know what's the problem? You're trouble and you're hot. I'm big, thick neck daddy Higgy. He's not. I got a question, not to be rude. Are you queer? Cause you keep calling me dude. Are you glad that you had walked me out? No self-doubt and you didn't cop out. No last words, I'm smarter abide. Don't diss the caterpillar and sweat the butterfly. All of them girls must have got you gas. And when they see a good thing, they don't triple bypass. Well, for this town, that's right on track. Cause for me, your game's too whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that, see? Game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that. What am I? Another pretty face getting you a drink from my military base? All I gotta know is why did you use me? You talking? Psh, excuse me. We can't have nothing. You wear it depends. Well, if we ain't getting married, then we can't be friends. Well, then I guess it's nothing. Well, hey, I think you're puffing. Well, pass that weed. I won't weed whack nothing. You better catch a flashback. Remember, you ain't tapping it. You ain't my style, and I'm not having it. All I remember from that late night kiss is I'm more the mister, you're more the miss. Well, look, I treat you good. Treat yourself better. And I always call my mom. Write her a love letter. I greet you every day with a martini at the door. You won't last a year, you're overgrown bed sore. Well, I'm known in this town, and now that's a piss. I got no one to blame but myself and Melissa. You didn't answer me, Karen. Am I a good kisser?
My name's Aidan Kearney, also known as 𝗃𝗏𝗺.
He is a senior editor for 𝗃𝗏𝗺 Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it 𝗃𝗏𝗺 that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You did not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I know.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never going to stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated, I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up the thing, it should be on the boys. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom. All right. What's up, turtle people? How's everyone doing tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Hold on. Is this thing charging? Come on, mofo. Charge. All right, guys. Anyway, what's going on, peeps? Happy Tuesday. You guys in a good mood? I think it was a good day today. I don't know about you guys. I think it was a really good day today. Hold on. Adjust that a little. All right, I think that's good. All right, cool. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aidan Kearney. You can call me. Am I a ginger? People are saying I'm a ginger. Should I wear a hat? I can't be a ginger. No, man. Should I just go with the hat? I can't be a ginger. I just can't. But I've been going no hat, and I'm digging it too. You know, Bill Reed said I should do that. He said I had a nice head of hair. I should rock it, you know? All right. I'm a ginger. Whatever. Let's go with the hat tonight. Anyway. Oh, no hat? No hat? Okay. Fuck it. Whatever. Anyway. Welcome to the show, guys. My name's Aidan Kearney. You can call me a variety of names. You can call me 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 Kearney. That's my true crime name. It's also my Facebook name. So follow me on the Facebook machine. You can call me Journalism Jesus if you like. Some people do that. Some people call me Daddy, which is, you know, acceptable. I won't mandate it, but I will allow it. All right. You can call me, what else can you call me? 𝗀𝗄𝗏𝗏𝗏. You can call me Doctor. It's actually my preferred pronoun. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. and make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. Okay. How many subscribers are we up to right now? Let's see. We have 130,486. Nice to see. So getting close to 131, almost halfway there. All right, cool. All right, guys. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about every night, man. It's just getting better and better, isn't it, folks? I think today was the death blow. I think it's over. You know, if anyone was worried, they can't be worried anymore, dude. The jury can't unhear what they heard today from Nicholas Barros. I mean, he kind of stole the show from Dr. Marie Russell, who is just phenomenal herself. But good Lord, man, that was awesome. And we're going to listen to all that tonight. So it's over, man. I think it's over. I mean, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but how can any jury convict Karen Reed now after hearing from an officer, a sergeant in the Dighton Police Department, who's like adamant that absolutely not, he said, when asked, did the taillight look like this as the Commonwealth is presenting it? Like, did the taillight look like this? And he said, absolutely not. You know, how can they, what can you do with that? And they haven't even, like you guys said in the chat, they haven't seen 𝗺𝗀𝗃 yet. They're about to hear from the plow driver who's going to insist that there was no body on the front lawn. And man, Brendan is going to pick on him. Pray for Lucky Loughran. Good guy. I saw him out in the hallway today. Real nice guy. I shook his hand. I don't want to be friends with Nicholas Barros because I'd like to have a professional thing there. But I introduced myself and I said, you know, I'm Aidan Kearney. Nice to meet you. And because I don't, you know what I mean? Like, these people are dying to be like, oh, he's a turtle rider. He's not. He's not. He's just a truth teller. That's all it was. That's all it was. So Yeah, we got the Crash Daddies. We still got Garrett Wing. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope, man. So anyway, we're gonna get to all that tonight. If you guys want your message read out loud to the class tonight, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, and you can pay whatever amount of money you want, and you get to write a message, and I'll get that message, and I will read that message out loud to the class. And yeah. All right, cool. So give me one sec. Yeah. So anyway, let me, if you can also cash at me, guys, $$ Uncle Turtle Boy, and do it that way. Let me read some turtle chats. Let's see what we got here. Give me one sec to pull it up. Okay. All right. First one is from was this last night? It says Scott Churchill sends $5 and goes, English YouTube loophole lawyer title. No, I think you read that last night. It made no sense. Okay. Shannon is back, sends $10 and says, dump truck. Oh God, is she really? Oh, dump truck just goes away. So thank you very much for that. Asserin Fish's right sneaker sends $20 and says, awesome day with Barros testimony. Still the 1 to 2 week defense timetable has me a bit worried. Prosecution witness order felt like a jarbled mess, and stuff like the 227 Google search seem a bit buried after all the aperture dog bite stuff. And I think that's going to happen. I mean, I think 227 is like, it's part of the conspiracy, you know, and they're not taking the hard conspiracy angle this time around. You know, they're alluding that like maybe something else happened, but they're not sitting there making the same bold claims they were last time, because I think it was just too much for some jurors to think was possible. And it's just like, you heard what's his face, Ronnie. A lot of these jurors were just looking for like the simplest answer. Like, oh, well, she was drunk. He was drunk. She dropped him off. He was dead. She is a cracked taillight. The tech stream data says 24 miles an hour in reverse. Okay. And they didn't even talk about, I hit him. They just stuck to that shit. And I feel like that's what they've been pushing hard this time around. You know, I feel like that's what they've been pushing hard this time around. The defense has. So, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay. And he goes on to say, any updated thoughts on strategy? And if we're seeing Richard Green, I forgot about him. Cheryl Waugh, the woman who got hit by a dog. You'll definitely see Richard Green, Cheryl Waugh, or anyone else who will shine a spotlight on any of the Higgins, Albert, McCabe Proctors. Also, why can't we attach 69 cents to the end of our turtle chats? These are all important questions. I didn't know you couldn't do that. I guess you can only do even amounts. So strategy, I don't see any. I mean, the strategy is create reasonable doubt. And you saw it tonight. You saw it today with the dog bites are reasonable doubt. The, Nicholas Barros testimony is reasonable doubt. Like, it is what it is. All right, cool. All right, next up. Jared sends $5 and goes, today, the defense blew up the Commonwealth's case. Dr. Marie Russell is more qualified than all Commonwealth witnesses combined. And Nick Barros is devastating to the Commonwealth and is a good cop. What a day. And they're both more likable. Like, our cops are more likable than their cops. They only showed two. They've only had two cops go, Gallagher and Bukkake. That's it. No other. Actually, now they had all those like random Zach Clark, Evan Brent, Connor Keefe, people who didn't do anything, basically. Like useless cops that weren't even at the first trial. Garino, I guess. Yeah, they did have Garino, but Garino played a much smaller role in it this time around. He just was there to like read messages. Yeah, Kelly. Yeah, I guess they've had some cops, but as far as like cops who were involved in the actual investigation. It's really just those two. So, okay, next up. And yes, I think it was a really good day, and we're going to get all through that. Jenny sends $5, goes, can they check Devra's time card for the day in question for edits? See, when you guys send questions like that with the turtle chats, I'm like, what am I supposed to say to that? How would I know if they could check? How would I, an award-winning journalist, know if they can check time cards at the Canton Police Department? Who's they? Like, who would check that? Who's they? Me? You want me to check it? I don't understand what the question is right there. I guess so. So, I mean, yeah, again, if you send in turtle chats, I'm going to be honest with you. If I think your question is like kind of like dumb, I'm going to be dumbfounded. Like I found dumb. So, there's that. But again, I don't know. I guess so. But I don't know what you want me to say about that, but thank you. Next up. Oh, we met a new state today. Illinois. We had Illinois turtle riders there today. I'm gonna like start counting the states where I've had people roll in from and meet. Like the crowds are growing outside of court. It's great to see. So far in the last couple days, I've had Iowa, Florida, Texas, Georgia, and now Illinois. So we've had New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island, Connecticut. We have had Alabama too. I've had an Alabama one. 100% I had an Alabama one. But it's great to see. It's great to see all these new people, and we got people flying in from around the country. Oh, Wisconsin was there too. You're right. There was a Wisconsin. So we had our first Cheeseheads day yesterday. I realize like watching right now, there's people from all over the country and all over the world watching this, but I'm talking about like in person at the courthouse. Like that's really cool to see that people actually like got on a plane and came all the way here. Like it's pretty badass, I feel like there was a Kansas too. Maybe I'm dreaming, but anyway, back to this. Ashley Faye Reedus sends $6 and goes, did the jury believe Dr. Russell and Sergeant Barros' testimony today after Brennan tried to dismantle them? I don't know what the jury thinks. I mean, that's a good question. It's not one that I can answer, but last trial, the jury, at least a couple of them showed their faces more, and I knew exactly what they were thinking, but I clearly didn't. I got the other ones wrong because a bunch of them thought that it was plausible that John O'Keefe was hit by a car and that enough information had been, kind of put together to convict John O'Keefe of that. And I mean, to convict Karen Reed of that. So I don't know what they're thinking, but just looking at them, nobody shows any, you can't get a tell on a single one of these people. And I look at them for hours and I just look at them. And I'm like, what are you thinking? Like, what is that? Like, is that a good juror or a bad juror? I just don't know. I don't know. Because like last jury, there was two guys that were like probably 40 years old, white guys, in shape looking. And I thought they were both 100% not guilty votes. And one of them was the guy that has sent Christina Rex a letter saying that we voted to acquit her of murder. So I was right about that guy. The other one was Ryan Piotrowski, the foreman. And I couldn't have been more wrong about him. Couldn't have been more wrong. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I thought Ronnie was like, oh, that guy looks smart. He's got a bow tie on. He's like, no doubt that guy's immediate not guilty. He was wavering. Like, what the fuck? I didn't know what was going on. So I look at this jury and so there's 18 of them. None have dropped, which is remarkable when you think about it. Like nobody's ever missed the bus once or been sick. Because you get sick, you're done. Like you're out. Nobody's had a family emergency. Nothing. They just keep showing up every day, all 18 of them, sacrificing themselves. I mean, but I don't, like I said, it's a younger jury. There's one guy who's probably the only one close to 60. And he's, I think Jessica has him as juror number 9. He's filled up 4 notebooks already. He just writes out all day. Like it's remarkable how many notes this guy takes. And I did notice that like they take notes when they're interested in shit. And even yesterday when they brought up Sarah Levinson, what's her name did? Kelly Deaver. I noticed that I saw a bunch of them going back through their notes and they're like looking for their notes on Sarah Levinson. So, but I just don't know. I'm fucked up from Ronnie. You know, I'm really fucked up from that. I can't get over that. Like, I just don't know what any of these people are thinking, but they got to keep it short, sweet, and simple. And today was really good. And Ronnie is a EMT, Semolina. Ronnie's an EMT, but you got to keep it short, sweet, and simple. And today was as short, sweet, and simple as you can get with Barros. Like, and we're going to get to that, but he said it didn't look like that. Like, what? That means undeniably that the taillight was fucked with by after Michael Proctor took it. It doesn't matter who did it. It was fucked with. It didn't look like that. You guys entered this into evidence, and this guy's a cop saying this. Like, that is devastating. Devastating. Like, and watching Hank try to clean it up. You know, I did, like, all the law tubers, like Emily Baker, I guess, and Runkle and Betterow, like, they were all saying that, oh yeah, he did a good job on Cross cleaning that up a bit. I didn't think so. Again, I'm not a law tuber and I respect all those people, but I didn't think so. What was cleaned up about that? You know, like, the best that they could get him on was that you accidentally or mistakenly said that last year when you testified, you were shown the picture of the taillight. When he said that, by the way, when I knew the answer to that, and I'm like, oh, no, he was not shown. Because I was adamant with the defense with Karen. I've told her, you guys got to show him that taillight. That, by the way, that was my idea, by the way. What you saw, they probably would have come up with themselves. But I would like to point this out because I gotta pat myself on the back for this one. If you like the show today. Last year, I was inside the court when Nicholas Barros testified, and he said that the taillight was cracked, but not completely broken. And that was right before he was actually the witness before Proctor. He came between 𝗀𝗄𝗆 and Proctor. And he said it was cracked, but not completely broken. He said it twice. And I'm like, what? He seems like he's got something he wants to get off his chest. Okay. And so then the defense did not cross-examine him. And I'm like, what the fuck? I remember talking to Ted Daniel about it. Like, why didn't they cross-examine him? And I'm like, I don't know. I talked to Karen after the trial was over. And that was one of my first questions was, why didn't you guys cross-examine Nicholas Barros? And she said, we got what we wanted. Like, we got him to say that. And I said, I don't think the jury understands that. I think it's confusing to these people that, like, the defense concedes that the taillight was broken because you cracked it at 5:07. Like, you guys concede that. And so and I don't think the jury understands that you guys are conceding that. Like, we agree the taillight, everything after 5:07 should be broken, but only broken this much, not this much. And I think that needs to be clearly defined. And so that was their opportunity to do that. And I said, you guys should have taken a picture of the taillight and said, did it look like this? Go back and watch my old tapes on this. I've said it on the show a bunch of times. They need to show Barros a picture of the taillight and say, did it look like this? So somebody will go pull the tape after this. I definitely said that. And she said that well, you don't cross-examine a witness if you don't know what they're going to say. Like we had never spoken with this guy. And I said, well, trust me, that mofo is itching to talk. I can just tell. I can tell that mofo's got something to say. So you should talk to him. And apparently they did. Apparently they brought him to the hotel in just the conference room. He didn't go in the rooms. And they had a meeting and he told him what he saw and he agreed to testify for the defense. And it worked out perfectly. So if you liked what you saw in court today, you're welcome. Just saying. I mean, it's like maybe they probably would have come up with that on their own, but I'm just saying, I specifically told Karen Reed that you need to call him and you need to show him a picture of the taillight and you need to say, did it look like this? That's what you need to do. And you probably need to have a conversation with him beforehand to see what he's going to say first. Because, all right. Anyway, back to this. What else we got here? Jared sends $5 and says, so to answer your question, did the jury believe their testimonies? I think so, based on like the level of writing and interest they took. I have a good feeling, man. I know we're all jaded from the last one. I just have a much better feeling about this one because they got nothing, man. They got nothing. They do have Judd Welcher, which they didn't have last time, but they also have Man Shannon, who was a fucking disaster. That's going to stick with them, that guy. He lied about his college. Who does that? Who does that? Like, it's hard to take this guy seriously, And I'm with you on this one. Like, I think it's going to be deliberations that, like, if they deliberate it like 2, like they did last time, maybe it'll carry over to the next day, but they will acquit that morning, then the second day, and a lot of people were emotional with Barros's testimony. I saw a lot of that. Like a lot of people online were like, just blown. Like it was a lot. You're like, holy shit. It feels like the end. It feels like, wow, that's the spark we needed. That is what we needed. So, all right. Jared sends $10, goes, put aside the Karen Reed trial. Aidan, you've done something that has blurred that political divide. One big group fighting for justice and against corruption. We're all thankful for you and what you've done for this game, for this case. Time to fuck. You're right about that, Jared. It is fucking time. It's been fucking time for a minute. And, it's like this movement has bridged a political divide here, right? You're either for justice or you're not. It's got nothing to do with, okay. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with what political party you are a part. Nothing. None of that matters here. We're just here for justice, period. That's it. And it's been a great thing. And it's going to be an even greater thing when she's acquitted. I'm nervous. I think about it a lot. How devastating it would be if she was convicted, but it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to, they're not going to convict her. They're going to acquit her. It's not going to be a hung jury. It's not. They're not going to hang this time. They are going to acquit her. They have shored up a lot of their, and again, they did a lot wrong last trial. They clearly did not understand what beyond a reasonable doubt is. They just didn't do it. They didn't explain, if they explained it to him what beyond a reasonable doubt was, they would have acquitted him last time too. They clearly didn't. Like Ronnie said it perfectly. Like when I interviewed him, that they thought oh, well, she was there. He was there. They were drunk, blah, blah, blah. It's like, none of that is beyond a reasonable doubt, my dude. Everything you're describing is not beyond a reasonable doubt. They acquitted her of murder. How can you acquit her of murder and convict her on manslaughter? How do you go 24 miles in reverse, 75% throttle on accident? How is that not purposeful that she tried to kill him? That makes no sense. I have even less respect for that verdict. I have more respect for guilty on all counts than I do not guilty on murder, but guilty on manslaughter. Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. Just saying. All right. So thank you, Jared. All right, let me refresh this. Let's see. All right. Nikki sends $10, and I saw Nikki had a tweet today that I was just like, she was emotional on Twitter. I loved seeing that. She says, any idea the issue with 𝗀𝗏𝗏 that promoted the sidebar at the end of court? Have you heard any rumblings? I have no idea what that's about. But poor Lucky Loughran was there all day again today. He just sat, he was there. He was in the parking lot when I got there. He had a lady friend with him. He was all suited up. He looked sharp. And he was ready to get in there and speak some truth to power. But I don't know what that's about. But I expect Lucky to be called tomorrow, and 𝗃𝗄𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 will get to that. I talked about what I've been told 𝗃𝗄𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 is going to say on the stand. And I've heard from more sources today confirming that more people are telling me this is going to be her testimony tomorrow. And so again, if you missed it last night, I'm being told that 𝗃𝗄𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 claims that Jennifer McCabe contacted her in the days after John O'Keefe died and said, there's ring camera video of Karen running John over. And that she said this because she wanted the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 were at the waterfall bar and she wanted them on her side. Like, she wanted them to believe Karen did it. Like, Jen was working overtime to make everyone think Karen Read did it. And it's just diabolical. Like, she did it with it just so if she testifies to this, it's going to be extremely believable because it's consistent with what she did, what Kerry basically testified that Jennifer McCabe was doing, that Jennifer McCabe manipulated her. I mean, that's the big thing that we saw, that we took from her testimony. We see her on the dash cam video talking to Steve Saraf, Mulaney, every first responder, just trying to get in. Like, no, I don't know what's going on. Oh, moving the arms around. Like, she's just evil. And I noticed that her sister with the bangs there, Denise Galvin, and her daughter, Emily, were both in court today. And Emily's been there a bunch this trial for some reason, but they only go on days when either Jennifer McCabe is testifying or there's some sort of testimony related to Jen McCabe. Like, she was in there for the Jessica Hyde and the Ian Whiffen testimony. So, like, the fact that they were there today, I think they were there for 𝗃𝗄𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 testimony. Like, they know what's coming. That kind of confirms it. If they're there again tomorrow, then I know what she's saying. She's also going to say, like she said last trial, I believe, that John and Karen were lovey-dovey and that they were affectionate and that Jennifer McCabe was trying to separate Karen from John at the waterfall bar. And it's all just, man, it's all good. We'll see. All right. Next up. Joel sends $10 and goes, I'll be there Friday. Please tell me Auntie Bev hasn't canceled yet. Nope, not that I'm familiar with. I don't think she's canceled. So, and by the way, Erica Walsh had the charges dropped against her today. They were dismissed. I saw attorney Randazza posted about that. So another victory for the good guys. I'm not sure what that means for her court date tomorrow. She was supposed to be arraigned at 11:30 tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen now, but you could still go and, I mean, if you're down there, you might as well just support her anyway. You know what I mean? So happy for Erica that, she didn't get the whole Free Erica movement. It lasted like 5 days, but, or it lasted like a week. She actually went to jail for like several hours. Like, that's dedication to the cause. You know what I mean? She's down as hell. So thank you, Erica. All right. Congratulations. Okay. Where are we at here? Diane sends $20 and goes, Joe Rogan podcast future guest. Wouldn't that be nice? Thank you very much, Diane. Trisha sends $25 and goes, I have never gone through so many different emotions today. Free Karen Reed, free Turtle Boy, justice for John O'Keefe. Yes. Kathy sends $5 and goes, hello, Kathy from Reno, Nevada. Nice. Free you and Karen. Please, in your hardest Boston accent, say happy 55th birthday to my wicked whore sister, Patty. Thank you. Oh, to my wicked. I don't really have that strong of a Boston accent. I mean, I have a slight accent, I guess, but it's not like wicked strong. But yeah, happy 55th birthday to my wicked whore sister, Patty. There you go. Thank you. Kelly sends $10, goes, pig DNA could come from pig ears, dog chews. We give them to our GS, German Shepherd. I'm surprised the defense didn't think of this possibility. They have. It's been brought up before, so thank you for that. That has not yet been introduced into evidence. Hank just brought it. It was always a mistrial today over that. Okay, next up. Marianne sends $10, goes, wasn't there a video of Officer Deaver doing a quick entrance and exit out of the Sally Port? I don't know. But, honestly, if Officer Deaver keeps this up, the only videos of her are going to be on OnlyFans if she keeps this shit up, because she ain't going to have a career as a cop. I gotta tell you right now, ain't no one going to trust that hoe after this. And, she's not bad looking. She might be better off that way. There's no details on OnlyFans, but, you can make it work. A lot of people make a good living off of that. So we'll see. All right. Next up. The Turtle sends $10 and goes, Barros absolutely should have opened the eyes to any jurors on the fence. He was very calm and collected, unlike Devers. Would you agree that not calling Proctor, Higgins, or Brian Albert is a bad move by the defense? I've said it before. I'll say it again. I absolutely think it's a bad move by the defense. I'm also not a lawyer, so what the fuck do I know? I did see one pro today of not calling Proctor. It's that the only person who can call Nicholas Barros a liar and say that isn't what the tail light looked like at Karen Reed's house is Michael Proctor. That's it. And Hank fucked around and didn't call him. So there you go. There you go. All right. Let's see. Semelina sends $25. Thanks, Semi. It says, thanks for the shout out about the postcard on last night's show. I also enjoy your tweet updates when you're in court. Well, thank you, dear. And, I forgot about that. What's her name did that. That psychopath actually sent you that card. Dude, the trolls are having a tough day. Are they not on Twitter? They are so mad at Officer Barros. They are furious about it. This liar. Suck it. He said what he said, motherfucker, and you can't take that back. And you know what? It's the truth, and it's going to be believed by the jury because he's a cop, and he came across as very honest. So yeah, there's that. Because I was wondering how they were going to handle it, and immediately I go to Plevins, and I will give Plevin this. It's 2 days in a row of Plevin somewhat keeping it real. 2 days in a row with that. At least the parts I heard. I forgot what he kept it real about yesterday. Oh, the Dever thing. He was just like, yeah, she's not good. That was not good. Not good at all. And even today, he's like, this was bad for the Commonwealth. And it is. Krusty's like, no, actually, it's good. Plevin, you're not like them, dude. You're not. You're a fucking weirdo with your wicker furniture in your mom's attic, dude. But you're not like them. At the end of the day, Plevin, go watch some of his older stuff. He was very complimentary of me. He called me like a journalist doing that no one else was doing. He said a lot of good things about me. And then I called him a fence sitter, and that was the end of that. So, all right. Anyway, back to this. Jordan's sister sent $10, goes, "Hey, Daddy, my sister and I adore you. We are planning a trip from Orlando to try and show and support and hoping for a selfie with you. You're more than one every day. I love to go outside and take pictures with people. I have a great time meeting people, having conversations." Oh, can I just request something though, guys? No gifts. Like at least like every, I love you guys. It's the thought that counts. But so many people give me like turtle trinkets, and I turned down a keychain today, and I'm like, I just can't. I go, I if I was being perfectly honest with you, I'm going to throw it in the trash in 5 seconds. Like I get so much stuff. People give me so much stuff, and I just don't hold on to it. And you know what I mean? I love you. It's the thought that counts. I will take cash. If you want to put money in my G-string, I will allow that, but I can't, there's only so many, I can take. There's just so much shit. And again, it's the thought that counts, and I appreciate it, but you're wasting it by giving it to me. Cause I'm just gonna, like, I can't, I have too much shit. I don't even know what to do with it. All right. Anyway. So thank you. Yeah. And I have a great time out there seeing all these turtle riders, and I love it. And I hope to meet more people tomorrow. My 𝗬𝗍 sends $25, goes, "This case is the very definition of reasonable doubt based on all the fuckery." Yes, it really is. And I hope that's outlined in the closing. Turtle Boy is my president, sends $5 and says, "What's up with this rebuttal that will recur after the defense rests its case? Will the defense be able to cross during this again?" I know. It's just Hank does not want this trial to end. I didn't even know you could do this. Apparently, after your case in chief is done, you can just, it's not really done. They said the Commonwealth rests, but they haven't. They have not called Jim Crosby, the YouTube dog guy, or Terry Kuhn, the UC Davis lady who tested the swab that Michael Proctor Center, which he claimed was used to test John O'Keefe's sleeve of his sweatshirt. And it tested not positive for dog DNA. So, there's a lot of, those two have not been called yet. Sorry, brain fart. Those two have not been called yet. And they wanted Dr. Russell to go first, and then they will rebut that. So, Hank is trying at least, like, never given up. He's a tenacious little motherfucker, isn't he? And he does not stop. He does not go away. I don't think any of this is going to matter in the end, but he's just like, he wants to win. There's no doubt about it. He definitely wants to win this case. But he just won't. It's just like, okay, how do you rebut Dr. Russell? It was too good. Your YouTube guy ain't going to do it. And Terry Kuhn was a fine witness. I mean, he testified that she tested the swab and that there was no dog DNA on it. And so what? Michael Proctor did the swab. Anything Michael Proctor touched turns to shit. It turns to shit. That's it. So, maybe the defense is on to something. It's a gamble by not calling all these dudes, all the decorated dudes especially. But on the other hand, it's like, it looks so bad for them. And like, I'm really looking forward to their closing. I hope that they give them more than an hour, because that's fucking bullshit. All right. Anyway, back to this. Beverly sends $10 and says, "Is it possible Jen McCabe told 𝗀𝗄𝗄 that there was a video showing Karen Reed hit John O'Keefe because McLaughlin and Tully were planning to create that? They have the IT business, right?" Okay. So as you know, this is our warning, disclaimer. This is not Melanie Little or Lawyer. When you send stupid messages on Turtle Chat, I will thank you for your payment and thank you for your support of the show. And then I will point out that what you just said is insanely stupid. Okay. So just to be clear, Beverly, thank you so much for the $10. No, that is not. No, nope, 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 nope. She didn't tell 𝗀𝗄𝗄𝗆 this that there was a video showing KR hit John because Katie McLaughlin and 𝗬𝗨 were planning to create a video of John being hit by a car because they own an IT business together. I don't even know where to start on that one. I don't even know where to start. I don't think the firefighter and the police lieutenant own a video production company. I don't think they do that. Or an IT. I don't think they do that. I don't even know if they know each other, those two. And they're certainly not going to create. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Just thank you for the $10. Thank you for the $10. Turtle Boy is my president, sends $5 and says, what's up with this rebuttal that will occur after the defense arrests? Oh, no, I already read the one. Nurse Deb sends $10, goes, your ex updates during the trial are so appreciated. Working in love to get the updates. Bro, my Twitter posts are on fire. Like, I get so much goddamn like every one of my posts gets like 2,000 likes now. Like, it's crazy. But I do, because I'm posting from inside the courtroom. Everyone's watching this shit. And I'm giving you juror. People want people want the juror shit. That's what they really want. And that's why Jessica Machado's Twitter is like blown up. She's up to like 35,000, But I do my best. I do my best to tell you what everyone else, can't see. That's what people want. A lot of people are working too during the trial. Like they don't have time to keep up with every piece of testimony. So they just go on Twitter and when you're watching it, it's loud. So you just go on Twitter and you can just, read my tweets and see what's going on. I tweet a lot and it's great to be back in the courtroom. It's just, I missed it. I miss being in there. I don't stay the whole day. I just stay the morning because I feel like it's like the afternoon's real short anyway. It really only is like 90 minutes of shit. And it's just easier for me to drive back. And let me tell you, the traffic going back to Worcester at 1 o'clock versus 4 o'clock is night and day. You don't want to do the commute back at 4 o'clock. It ain't pretty. So, I watch for 4 hours and then I get back and I'm able to get my kids out the bus. I mean, it kind of works out. So, and then I give someone else a chance. Now I did enter the lottery. Let's do a poll right now. I entered the lottery. Hold on. The media lottery. Duty Ron's on. Everyone's talking about this. Runkle's on. Everybody. Is Young Jerks over? I can't compete with Young Jerks. Not when Bettero's on. I'm going to lose that battle for ratings 10 times out of 10. I can't compete with my own attorney. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. What was I doing? I was just about to look at something. I forgot what I was going to say. Okay. Jen D sends $10 and says, listen, Turtle, just give me McDonough. McDonough had some crazy post the other night too about how some guy is offering a $5 million reward for anyone that can prove John O'Keefe was John O'Keefe was murdered. And I had a conversation with this guy the other day. He's from Dallas to see if this was like legit. And he does have the money. Oh, the poll. Thanks. I was going to do the poll. Okay. Okay. So will I win the randomizer this week or lose it? Let's see what people bet. What do you guys think happens? Will I win it or lose it? It was like 75% said lose it last week, and I kind of won it. I'm the first alternate, which means I basically get in every day because Inside Edition doesn't show up. Oh, now you guys are going to jinx it. 65% say win. This is the most important randomizer. Like, you realize this is the one you really want to win, because this could be the verdict one. If it's like all done by next, like this could be the verdict one. Probably won't be, but it could. And you really, 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 if I don't get in the court for the verdict, I'm going to lose my shit. Like, dude, after all that stuff, you know, but anyway, we'll see what happens. I mean, that would really suck. I don't even know what I would do. I don't know where I'd watch the verdict. I don't know what I would do. I guess I would just sit outside the courtroom. I don't know. I'd figure it out. Or I'd just ask to go in with the family. Maybe that could be the day that I sit with the Reed family. Maybe that's the day. If I don't get media, maybe that's the day I could actually sit with them. We'll see. All right. All right. Next up. Rianita Sussman sends $10 and says, did you see the court reporter smell her armpits and roll her eyes at Dr. Russell? She is a dirty, smelly, nasty bitch. I saw her smell her armpits. I did not see her roll her eyes. I did not see that part. So thank you. And maybe I'll see it later. Okay. Jen sends $10, goes, listen, Turtle. And I already read the one. Leah sends $5 and goes, Brendan said pig DNA was found on John's sweatshirt. Some dog toys and bones are made from pigs. Chloe could have been chewing on a dog bone before biting. Okay, so this has all been. The defense should ask an expert if the pig DNA should come from a dog bone. Maybe they'll ask. I don't know. I don't know what expert. Who's an expert in pig DNA? But thank you. Let's see what we have here. Franz sends $5 and goes, always like watching USA police chase videos. Here in South Africa, our cops don't have that. What do you guys do? You guys just let the bad guys get away? Where are all the involved cops' body cams? They didn't have any, especially today's witness, who saw the taillight to be only cracked. Good question. Good question. Steven sends $10 and goes, what is the whereabouts of Higgins? I heard a rumor he was in rehab. I've heard, I mean, rumors are rumors. I've seen nothing of the sort, so I'm not sure. Tuco sends $10, goes, how many of John Demetrius 63,000 subscribers, DePietros, are his wife? I know. Shout out to the shitty mother, Kate Peter. Okay. $8 from Julian says, why did Hank show the photo of the Lexus at One Meadows during the welfare check to Sergeant Barros? That was before Proctor broke it. What? Was there some potential fuckery with that photo? It looked like nothing like the light as the Lexus was. Okay, so I can't tell if this is a real question. Why did he show the photo at One Meadows? Because that was at 8 o'clock. And that would have been after John was killed. Right? And so the taillight's clearly broken in there. But how broken is it is the question. So, guys, come on. They didn't photo. I mean, we got to stop this shit. Not everything. Guys, they didn't Photoshop the tail. It's not a Photoshop. It's a screenshot from the dash cam video. It's not a Photoshop. It's legit. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you. So they showed that to ask Barros, did it look like this? We're going to get to that. Well, I'll save that. Kevin sends $20 and goes, Chris Abreu from Abreu Landscaping is the absolute worst landscaper in Stoneham. Don't hire him. He even screwed over his own mother. He can't be trusted. Hire KM Earl Land and Law Care out of Reading instead. Okay, that's one way to advertise. Thank you. Lisa sends $10 and goes, glad to see you back to having a pep in your step. I am a little tired, but this is a good week. I sent you a pic on Facebook. I altered a view. Hope it brings you a smile your way. Did you win the lottery for next week? We'll find out tomorrow. Find out tomorrow. 67% of you think I'm going to win. I just have a bad feeling. I mean, technically I lost last week. Technically that's 5 weeks in a row I've lost. But all right, next up. Wisconsin farm gal sends $10, goes, "Hey, Dr. Daddy, can you give us some insight on what juror number 1 is like? Curious as to if Auntie Bev will pick them as the foreman." So that the person who is sitting in Ryan Piotrowski's seat is a black man who doesn't give a fuck. Like, that's just, I don't know how else to describe him. He's very attentive. Every juror is attentive. And he just sits there. He is the only one of the 18 jurors who does not take any notes. He has not taken any notes throughout the whole trial. And I cannot get a read on him other than he's black. And he's like, you know, like, not like, he's got like, I think he wears like a do-rag sometimes, but he just looks like he just man of few words. He looks like, you know, I can't get a read on him. I mean, normally that's the demographic you want, right? Younger black people, people of color, younger people, younger women, you know, I think that's who's more likely to empathize with or believe somebody who claims that they are a victim of the police or somebody who drove drunk, right? Because like a lot of the older folks will judge Karen Read because she drank and drove. Whereas I think younger people are more likely to be like, you know, oh, been there before, you know, like back in the day, it was just Ted Kennedy. It was just the Kennedys that did that. Now a lot of people do it and they shouldn't, but they do. So there's that. Okay. Next up, Nicole sends $5 and says, "What a great day for FKR. Thankful for dignified fighting daddy. When this is done, we need an all male calendar with all our FKR daddies. Proctor's friend can join too. I'll allow it." Nah, fuck him. He said he's still friends with Proctor. We could do that. We could do the daddies of Free Karen Read. I don't know if I'd be in it. I don't know if I'd make the cut. But you know, it would be Joe Flipperhead, right? Obviously the Crash Daddies, Data Daddy, and now we have Dighton Daddy. There's all, and Alan Jackson's the OG Daddy, obviously Yannetti. Like there's a lot of daddies out there, you know. Like if Nicole Keithis could go, he'd be on there too. If Tom Beatty could go, he'd be on there too. If they call them, we could do that. We could have them. I don't know if I make the cut. It's tough. I don't know, but you got, if we made a daddies, the Free Karen Read daddy calendar, dude, that would be like a bestseller. Like every woman out there would want the daddies of FKR. You guys crack me up. I know you guys would love that shit. Okay. All right. Anyway, back to this. All right. Let me read some cash apps here and then we'll get started watching some testimony. All right. Michelle sends $5 and says, "Did you celebrate today? Your eyes look and say yes." I don't know if I don't know if I'm just tired. I went running afterwards. I need to get some exercise. It was a beautiful day out. I love running. And maybe I'm just a little tired from that. I don't know. Thank you. Rachel sends $5 and goes, "Bama sending all our love for Karen. Roll Tide." Thank you very much, Rachel. Lisa sends $10 and goes, "Is the tow truck guy going to testify?" I don't know. It's a great question. You would think that he would have taken a question. I mean, taken a picture, but I've never heard from him. Chad sends $5 and goes, "Jim in Vegas randomly playing your theme song." Okay. Cherie sends $5. has no comment. Let's see. Kimberly sends $5 and says, did the court react to 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗃 outing the brother-in-law? No. I mean, I also wasn't in there for that because that was before 10 o'clock that happened. So thank you, Kimberly. Michelle sends $5. No, I already read that one. Christina sends $20 and says, dope meeting you today. Was that you I gave daps to, Christina? It was dope meeting you as well today, too. Jordan sends $5 and goes, do you think Higgins or Brian Albert will be called? No on both of them. Owen sends $5 and goes, how did 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗃 know about 𝗬𝗃𝗃 and Dr. Russell? I don't. I think he was just fishing. Or maybe he heard they rolled up together. I mean, when she said this morning, went that like, I forget what she said, that she didn't, how she got there. I streamed them coming in and I said, oh shit, it's Dr. Russell. I was the one that broke the news. Dr. Russell was in the house and Dr. Russell rolled in the same car with 𝗬𝗃𝗃. Like they rolled in together. I saw it happen. So there's that. All right, cool. Holly sends $20 and says, everyone show your support, like and subscribe. Yeah, we could make sure you smash that subscribe button. How many people we got watching right now? Almost 10,000 you people. We got 130,555 subs. Keep smashing that. Okay. All right. If anyone else wants their message read, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me guys at $UncleTurtleBoy, and we can do it that way. All right. So we are going to start our analysis tonight, but with Nicholas Barros. We're going to get to the obviously Dr. Russell stuff, but obviously the Nicholas Barros shit just stole the day. Like, it was amazing. So we're going to start with his testimony.
When did you get your bachelor's degree?
2012.
Is the Dighton Police Department an autonomous police department for the city? In other words, is it a branch of, say, for instance, Massachusetts State Police, or is it an autonomous department for the Jersey Police?
Around 2:30 in the afternoon, I received a call from the troopers assigned to the Norfolk District County DA's office in regards to a vehicle that was at a residence in the town of Dighton.
Weird Fall River accident.
Why did you get that call?
The trooper said that they were coming into my jurisdiction, and as a courtesy, they wanted me to respond with them.
Is that sort of normal protocol? If you go into somebody else's jurisdiction, you let them know?
Yes.
So that was not necessarily unusual?
No.
About what time did you receive that first call?
The first call was around 2:30 in the afternoon.
Was there are logs kept of those kinds of things? If you get a call, you respond to location?
Yes.
At some point after you received that first call, did you receive any other call specifying a time of arrival for the MSP troopers, anything like that?
I did.
Describe that for us.
I got a second call around 3 p.m. From Trooper Michael Proctor stating that he was about 10 minutes away from the address in Dighton.
At the point that you spoke with Michael Proctor, had you ever spoken to him in your professional or personal capacity ever before?
Never.
Did you know the name? Did you know who he was?
I did not.
Complete stranger?
Complete stranger.
What time did you actually arrive at the residence?
I arrived at the residence, I believe it was 3:27 p.m.
Sergeant Barros, did you, I don't want the address, cameras are rolling. Did you respond specifically to a residence in the city of Dighton?
Yes.
Did you at that time know who lived at that residence?
Bill Reed.
I did. So,
who did you know at that time, or who did you believe at that time to live at the address? At the time that Michael Proctor called you, did he say anything about what his intentions were once he arrived at the location?
Yes, his intention was to retrieve a vehicle that he said was involved in a homicide.
Did he specifically say to you at 3 o'clock-ish in the afternoon he intended to seize the vehicle?
I believe the first phone call, that was his intention.
Meaning all the way back to 2:30?
2:30 is when he first called me and said that they were coming to Dighton to retrieve a vehicle that that occurred in a homicide in Canton.
And you understood that to mean what? Retrieve a vehicle?
Seize.
Thank you. What was your role once you arrived at the scene at the Reed household?
My role was Trooper Michael Proctor asked me to facilitate a tow to tow that vehicle.
Was that a private tow company?
Yes.
And when you say facilitate a tow, what does that mean?
He asked who we used for towing vehicles, and during that period of time, it was Diamond Towing.
Did Diamond Towing ultimately show up, a representative of that
they did.
tow company with a tow truck?
Correct.
A flatbed?
Yes.
Who was with Trooper Proctor when you arrived at the scene?
Sergeant 𝗵𝗂𝗃.
Had you ever met Sergeant 𝗵𝗂𝗃 before?
Never.
Did you know him?
Nope.
Do you know him professionally or personally?
Never.
Had you ever spoken to him?
Never.
Ever?
They were going so fast.
No relationship whatsoever.
None.
Same with Trooper Proctor.
Correct. Driveway, I observed a black Lexus SUV in the driveway.
Here we go.
What were you driving?
I was driving a Ford F-150 police cruiser.
A police cruiser that's a Ford F-150?
Correct.
They have those?
Yes.
They have those?
Were you in full uniform?
Full uniform.
Cool.
Gun badge, the whole works.
The whole works.
Did you ever go inside the house?
Briefly.
What was the circumstance of going inside the house?
I went inside to let the troopers know that the tow truck operator was there. And I also went in to ask how we're going to get the tow truck into the driveway because there was about a foot of snow.
Okay. That sort of answers my next question. Did you see whether or not Trooper Proctor and Sergeant 𝗵𝗂𝗃 actually did go inside the residence?
Yes, they did.
For the bulk of the time that they were in the residence, where were you?
Outside the residence.
Were you with the black SUV?
I was in the garage speaking to the defendant's mother.
The defendant's mom?
Yes.
Janet? Okay.
Yes.
Where was the SUV at this point?
In the driveway.
Did you have an opportunity to see the SUV?
I did.
Did you walk all the way around it?
Not all the way around.
Did you see the rear end of it?
I did.
Did you make note of the rear end of it?
Yes.
How long would you say you were at the location in a position to observe the rear end of that SUV? 2 minutes, 20 minutes, something in between? Longer?
I would say not the entire time that I was.
29th, 2022, correct?
Correct.
Before the vehicle had been seized formally by Trooper Proctor and Sergeant 𝗵𝗂𝗃, correct?
Before.
Did you observe anything of note about the rear end of that black SUV?
Yes, I noted in a report that there was damage to the taillight.
Can you describe for the jury, by the way, which taillight are we talking about?
The right rear taillight.
Can you describe for the jurors what you noted in terms of the damage to the right rear taillight?
I noted that the report said that there was right rear damage to that taillight.
When you say damage, have you ever described that damage previously?
I have.
Can you tell us what that description is?
There was, it was damaged. The taillight was damaged, but there was a crack missing, but it was not completely damaged.
That's what he said in the first trial.
When you say there was a crack, you mean there was a piece missing?
So stop right there. This is that was his testimony in the first trial, right? That it was cracked, but not completely broken. You don't say something like that if you don't got more to say. That like not completely broken. You didn't have to, you could have just said it was cracked. But you didn't ask what it wasn't like. You know? You asked what it was like. Like, so, you know.
A piece was missing.
Can you describe for the jurors kind of?
But again, and he also said a piece was missing. So you got to push forward in that again, but you can't do that unless you know what he's going to say, unless you wanted to take a gamble, which I thought they should have done. But, you know, me, I'm a gambler. But in this case, I was right because this guy did have a lot to say and he wanted to talk. And he's like the only honest cop in this whole goddamn thing. You know, the rest of these cops, it's like, I'm just so disappointed that so many cops are just don't want to push back, you know, don't want to get involved, or, you know, they see something's up here, but they don't want to stir the waters, you know, like who cares? It's Michael Proctor. He's a fucking scumbag. I mean, it's like in the Norfolk County DA's office, you know, it's just a culture that it's just you don't have the ability to think that Karen Reed is innocent and work there. Like if that's your opinion, you're fired. You're out. They're going to kick you out. They're going to blackball you. You know, it is the code of silence, as they say, right? And this guy just broke it today because he doesn't give a fuck. This guy's from Dighton, far away. Like, what is he? It's a different county, right? But then you see like guys like Michael Cox, the police commissioner from Boston, telling Kelly Deaver, you know, I know you'll do the right thing. And Kelly Deaver just changing her testimony just like that. It's like, and they're just okay with that. Like an innocent person is facing, how do these people sleep at night? Does anyone not have a soul or morals? Like, how do you have the ability to tell the truth? Like you're in the center of the story and you have the ability to give testimony that is truthful and can right a wrong here and can help free an innocent person and kind of help get justice for John O'Keefe, because you can't have justice for John O'Keefe if Karen Reed is lynched, right? Like, what's up with that? Anyway, it's just, I guess what he did today, I wish this wasn't irregular. I wish this was just like standard, like the default. Like, of course, it's normal. Like, you're supposed to tell the truth. You're not supposed to cover for other cops. Like, this should be what everybody does. But unfortunately, it's like, this is rare.
What that piece look like? How big it was? How small? The shape? As you call it?
The piece was about maybe this big.
Is that maybe the size of a dollar bill? Maybe 6 inches?
6 inches.
And how wide?
Maybe that wide, maybe 3 inches, 2 inches, somewhere in there.
I want to show you a photo. Your Honor, with the court's permission, I would like to.
This was it. Here we go. Here we go.
Do you see what's depicted in this photograph?
I do.
What does that appear to be, just generally?
The right rear tail light.
Of what?
The Lexus SUV.
Is that consistent with the black Lexus SUV that you saw at the Reed residence?
That was the black Lexus. That was not the tail light the day I was there.
Can you do me a favor, Mr. Wolk, with the court's permission? Can we zoom in on the right rear tail light, please?
Okay.
Do you see the condition of that tail light as it's depicted in this photo?
I do.
Sergeant Barros, is this the condition
Here we
of
go.
the right rear tail light when you showed up at the Reed household at around
Here it is.
3:15 in the afternoon on January 29th, 2022?
Absolutely not.
What's different about this photo, sir?
Absolutely
That tail light
not.
is completely smashed out.
Absolutely not. Where were you when you heard those words, guys? Like how excited did you get when you heard those two beautiful words? Absolutely not. He didn't say no. I think so. No. Absolutely not. How hard did you get when you heard that? Like I was just like, oh my God. Holy fuck. That is the most amazing testimony I've heard throughout this entire ordeal in either of the two trials. You know, it's just wow. I mean, how excited were you? I mean, it was emotional. Like I'm sure it was emotional. Like we've all invested ourselves in this story so much, and then this guy gets up there and he just is the hero, and he's just like, absolutely not. It did not. He couldn't possibly make it more clear. It didn't look like that. It didn't look like that. And again, listen what he says after.
3:15 in the afternoon on January 29th, 2022.
Absolutely not.
What's different about this photo, sir?
That tail light is completely smashed out.
That taillight is completely smashed out.
Does it appear that there are additional pieces of taillight that are removed from this?
He even said that when I saw it, the taillight piece that was missing was this big and 2 to 3 inches. And that taillight, as we're going to see, if you stand in back of the car, the majority of the taillight is on the right-hand side of the car. So you can't see the majority of the taillight if you are directly behind the vehicle, because most of it's on the side. It kind of curves around the side. So if you were directly behind it, you wouldn't even see it. So you only see like 2 inches of it from behind, which is exactly what he saw. And it aligns with everything.
Taillight condition than when you saw it at the Reed residence. Okay.
Sustained. Ask it differently, Mr. Johnson.
Of course. Describe specifically, other than the fact that it's different, describe in detail for the jurors what is different about this taillight as it's photographed here.
That middle section was intact when I was there.
The middle section.
What's that right side where that large chunk is? That's what was missing.
I'm going to hand you a green laser pointer. If you can, there's two displays, one monitor directly in front of you and one to your right. If you could use the one to your right, it's a little easier on the jurors. Describe what's different about that taillight.
Can you see that? So this area was intact. This is what I saw was missing here.
May I approach?
Yes.
If the entire taillight had been broken out as it's depicted in this photograph, would you have made note of that?
Sustained.
Do you believe you would remember if the taillight, well, let me ask it a different way. The piece that you saw missing, but not completely damaged, is the reason that you use the phrase not completely damaged to highlight the fact that there was still more taillight attached to the vehicle that is depicted in this photo. Okay.
Sustained.
We can take this down. As you sit here and recall back to that, your observations, and you observed this for over the course of how long would you say? How many minutes?
Probably 20 minutes or so.
You actually wrote a report about this, correct?
Correct.
And you documented your observations, correct?
Correct.
In your documented observations, did you use the phrase cracks but not completely damaged?
I did not.
Sustained.
Sustained.
You've testified previously,
I have.
about a year ago,
Yes.
Did you use the phrase cracks but not completely damaged?
The objection sustained, Mr. Jackson.
Ultimately, was the black Lexus SUV towed and cleared from the scene?
It was.
Is it your responsibility or part of your responsibility to log the time that things like this happen? Like, for instance, the SUV is taken away?
When I cleared from the scene, yes.
What time was that when you cleared the scene?
I believe it was 4:17 p.m.
Suffice it to say that SUV was not seized at a later time, correct?
Correct.
It was not seized at 5:30 p.m.?
No.
I'd like to show you another
exhibit,
if I could.
Suffice to say, it was not seized at 5:30 p.m. You see what he did there? Because the original report for a year and a half said the car was seized at 5:30 p.m. And remember, there's ring camera footage or alarm.com footage showing the car being towed at 4:12 p.m. And Lalli, for a while, said that was daylight savings was the cause of that. It didn't reset for daylight savings. So they went with that lie. Why did they change their lie? It was when Nicholas Barros and the Dighton police came forward and gave the police report up that the police report says that the scene was cleared by 4:15. They couldn't blame that on daylight savings. So that's why he mentions that. I don't think he really expounds on that, but definitely there's that.
This is exhibit 105.
I know. I wish I could have seen it too. Oh.
Do you recognize this scene generally?
I do.
Do you recognize it as being, what do you recognize as being?
This is the Reed residence.
Do you see some vehicles in that still shot of video?
I do.
Describe what you see.
That tow truck is Diamond Towing, and that other vehicle that's at the rear of that tow truck is the Lexus SUV.
If we could, with the court's permission, zoom in. It's high on the screen, correct?
What's that?
The vehicles are high on the screen.
Correct.
Could we zoom in to the top left portion of the screen?
Okay.
There it is.
Can you see what's depicted in the still image of that video right now?
I can.
I'm going to ask you if you'll turn to your right, concentrate on this area. This area here. Do you see what's depicted in that still image?
I do.
Does that appear to be a taillight?
Yes.
Does it look clear? Does it look like it's shining red?
Looks clear.
The portion that is intact, does that appear to be brighter red?
Correct.
And the photograph that I just showed you a second ago, is that red portion there?
Can you rephrase that?
Sure. Let's go back. You see the red?
Yes.
Right. Is that the condition of the taillight as you saw it on January 29th around 3:15 to 3:30 when you got to the location?
It was.
Let's go back to the other exhibit, please. Exhibit 13.
It was.
Can we zoom in, please? Can you see that this entire area is now missing?
I can.
Sustained. Ask it differently.
Sure. The area that I'm circling here, do you see any red lens in that area?
No.
Is that consistent, this photograph consistent with the condition of the taillight as you saw it on January 29th, 2022, at just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Absolutely not. Again, I just talk about that. He zooms in on the taillight. This is devastating, dude. He points out, like, look at this right here. That's lit up, man. I see red plastic right fucking there. That is not in the Canton Police Department one, dude. How do you explain that? Where it's right here. This is exactly how it should look in the Canton Police Department one. Again, you're seeing it from the side. The side is where the majority of the taillight is on this vehicle. So if you're looking at it from behind, it's going to be different. You're not going to see the majority of the taillight if you are behind the car. You can see the majority of the taillight from the side of the car.
And the photograph that
Really
I just showed
important
you a second
distinction.
ago,
I can.
Sustained. Ask it differently.
Sure. The area that I'm circling here, do you see any red lens in that area?
No.
Is that consistent,
She
this
was.
photograph consistent with the condition of the taillight as you saw it on January 29th, 2022, at just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Lights, please.
It does. It shows it perfectly.
Thank you.
Here we go. Now I'm like, okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
So when Spanky's up for the cross, I'm like, what is he going to do to get himself out of this one? This was a disaster. This was a fucking disaster. And yeah, let me but how is he going to do this? Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Have we met before?
We have not.
Do you still work in Dighton?
I do.
At the time you went to the lead residence, you did not know the occupants?
I did not.
Since then, have you ever met or spoke to William Reed?
Nope.
Or the defendant?
Nope.
When you went there that day, it was at the request of the state police?
Correct.
When they asked you to come, it's a typical procedure for one law enforcement agency to contact local law enforcement agency?
Correct.
And part of the reason they do that is to bring in separate and independent law enforcement officer to the scene?
Yes.
Because it's your jurisdiction?
Correct.
And they called you before they got to Mr. Reed's house, didn't they?
Yes.
They told you what they were going to do and when they were going to do it?
Yes.
They didn't just show up at the Reed house and then you found out later. They invited you and informed you what the process was going to be.
I wouldn't say that they told me what the process was going to be.
When you got there, were the troopers already there or did they arrive after you?
The troopers were there.
Were they in the house?
And can I just pause it in case I forget to bring this up? Do you guys know the feds never talked to this guy? Like, what were the feds doing? I don't know what the fuck the feds did. Did they just like go through their phones and they're like, well, they never really texted about covering up a murder, so I guess we can't get them. Like, to me, the testimony that this guy gave today, it's sworn testimony from a police officer saying that the taillight didn't look like that. Right? That means it was planted. That means Michael, that's like proof. That's proof that Michael Proctor broke it. And the FBI never spoke with this guy. And I see a lot of this shit like, bro, the FBI is watching. No, they're not. Are you high? The FBI is not watching. The FBI is done. Stop counting on the FBI. Don't listen to Sean of the Gulf. They're lying to you. The FBI is done. They're not going to save the day. They fucking failed. They failed. Ultimately. I don't understand what the fuck they did. And you look at the kind of people that the feds arrest, it's never complicated shit around here. It's really easy. Tanya Fernandez Anderson took $7,000 bribe in a bathroom. Okay. You know, Tom Brady at the Norfolk County Jail got some, maintenance guys that work for the jail to fix his water heater. Okay. Got him. Big criminal there. Big criminal. The MBTA Sergeant David Finnerty signs off on a report that written by another cop that doesn't mention the fact that he beat the shit out of a homeless guy. Okay. Got him. Like that. That's it. Like that. That's all they get. They got Monica Cannon Grant too. I'll give them that, but that was an easy one. I did that one for him. Like that was a layup. They got all this shit. They got Matthew Farwell. That was fucking easy. That was a really easy one. It's like, I could do the easy shit. What about the hard shit? What about this one? The one that requires like work and like really putting a case together. It's like, they couldn't do this one. They don't like the hard ones. They don't like ones that are like complicated where whatever. They like the nice, easy ones. They really let us down. They really let us down. Like they let a Boston police officer. The FBI knows John O'Keefe wasn't killed by Karen Reed, which means they know that John O'Keefe was murdered inside Brian Albert's house. And they're kind of just okay with that. They're like, yeah. Oh, well, what else we got on the docket? Oh, cool. Here, the assistant superintendent over at the jail is having a couple employees fix his water heater. Pfft. That's an easy one. We can knock a couple notches on the belt there. That's what they like. They just like, convictions. They like easy cases. That's all. That's clearly all they like. I mean, I watch enough cop shows. I watch The Wire. It's like, what do the cops like to do? What do they care about? The clearance rates. That's it. They don't like whodunits. When you find a container with 12 dead Russian girls in it, you don't want that one. That's a complicated one. And then McNulty fucks around and makes you do it. Right? You don't want that case. You like the nice, simple ones. You don't like the whodunits and the Jane Does. You don't like that. And that's ultimately what it came down to with the feds, is they looked at this case and they're like, yeah, it's a lot of work. This is whatever. Like they like Matthew Farwell. He was the last one in there. Oh, and let's get the medical examiner says it's a homicide. Pff, got him. Anyway, back to this.
Also outside of the house when you got there.
They were outside in a pickup truck.
Did you see them get out of the pickup truck after you got there?
They got out after I identify themselves.
Did you ever see them approach and touch the rear taillight of the defendant's Lexus?
I did not.
Did you ever see them manipulate in any way that rear taillight of the defendant's Lexus?
I did not.
Did you see them do anything that was suspicious, inordinary, or unfairly remarkable relative to that car?
I did not.
When they spoke to you, they then went inside the house?
What do you mean by spoke to me?
After they introduced you, introduced yourself to them, they went into the Reed house?
Yes.
And then they came out?
They came out much later.
And that vehicle was towed?
Correct.
They had no time from when you got there until you left. Did you see anybody from the state police in any way tamper with that vehicle, did you?
I did not.
When the vehicle was towed, do you know how long it took to take the vehicle from Dighton back to Canton?
How long?
Yes.
I do not.
You didn't escort it back?
I did not.
So this is when he came, his first line of attack was, you didn't see them destroy the tail light, did you? Nope. Didn't see them do it. I saw the before and after, so something happened there, but I didn't actually see them do it. So yeah, you got that going for you. You didn't actually see them. I'm like, okay, that's it. That's all. What else you got, Spanky?
You had an opportunity to write a report in this case, didn't you?
I did.
And when you did, you had an opportunity to describe the damage to that taillight in any way you wanted to.
I did.
You could have gone into detail about size of the damage.
I could have.
You could have gone into detail about the shape of the damage.
I could have.
You could have gone into detail about the width of the damage.
I could have.
You could have taken photographs of the damage if you wanted to.
Oh, wait.
I could have.
In fact,
I could have taken photographs of the damage. He really brought that up? Bro, you know who else could have taken photographs of the damage? 𝗵𝗂𝗆 and Proctor. Both could have taken, because they were the ones doing the investigating. He wasn't even there to investigate. He was there to babysit. That's all he was doing. Was just hey, what's up, guys? Okay, cool. Like the state police called them as a courtesy and just let them know, the Dighton police know, we're rolling up in your town to seize a car here. And he's just like, yeah, okay. Like, can you believe Hank actually said that with the straight face? You didn't take a photograph? I wish he had said that, like, well, usually it would be the investigating officers who take the photograph, and I was not the investigating officers. But he didn't even say that.
No limitation on what you could have written in your report regarding the damage, was there?
No.
You write reports regularly, don't you?
I do.
You're trained at the academy. It's the best way to memorialize events.
Correct.
Because in time, your memory is not always as good later on than it is at the moment.
Correct.
What might be important or remarkable later might not be remarkable at the time you're making the observation.
Correct.
So you're taught at the academy to use as much detail as you can so that you can have an accurate memory later on.
Correct.
Because oftentimes, well, you respond to a number of different events and incidents, don't you?
I do.
You write a lot of reports.
Not necessarily now in this position that I'm in, but
Did you at the time?
at the time, correct.
Yeah. And so it's sometimes difficult to remember the details of all events, and you use your report to refresh your memory.
Correct.
When you wrote your report, and you could have put as much detail as you wanted, is it fair to say you only wrote one single line about the damage to the car?
Correct.
The vehicle had damage to the right rear taillight.
That's what I wrote.
Fair to say you didn't document that it was the size of a dollar bill. You didn't say that, did you?
No.
Or that it was 3 to 6 inches. You didn't mention that, did you?
No.
You didn't mention the placement of where the damage was.
To an extent, I did the right rear tail light.
Right rear taillight. You didn't indicate if it was on the side or on the back.
I did not.
You didn't provide any other details of the description when your memory was probably at its best. True?
True.
And would you agree that your memory that day was probably much more accurate than it is today?
I would not.
When you wrote the report, did you ever have an opportunity to write a supplement report if you wanted to give more detail?
I guess I could.
You didn't.
I did.
Inevitably, you were a witness at trial. I'm sorry, you were a witness.
So, like, why would he describe, when he did the report on January 29th, 2022, he didn't know that this was going to be this big controversial thing, that the size of the brake really mattered that much. He just noticed it was broken, but like not that broken. That's the whole point. And when you think about it, why did Proctor even break it all? That's one thing I'll never understand. He just got greedy. Because the taillight was already broken, which is a gift to him. So all you got to do if you're Proctor and you get that car back and the taillight is cracked, you know, there's a piece missing, is that piece was likely in the housing because they found, you know, it didn't fall on the street. It inverted. It went into the housing. And all you have to do is just take those pieces out, give them to the ghost of the cat in Sallyport, 𝗫𝗫𝗄𝗃 or Kevin Albert, whoever that was, and go back to 34 Fairview and join the CERT team as one of the mystery men and find it. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's it. But then he went overboard. Like, they had enough on Karen Reed on January 29th. You didn't have to find any more taillight after that. Why did he keep doing that? I don't understand that. Why did they keep fucking putting taillight there? And then on February 18th, he's like, oh, look at this mamma jamma I found here. If he had just kept it simple, it would have been consistent with what Barros saw. It would have been like, oh yeah, a little piece is missing. Cool. And that little piece was found at 34 Fairview. Oh, got him. And then he wouldn't be able to say, oh shit, it wasn't that broken. He wouldn't be able to say that. He got greedy. He got greedy.
A prior proceeding in this case, weren't you?
Correct.
You came in and you swore under oath regarding your memory.
Correct.
And that was probably a year to a year and a half after you first made the observations, which you reduced in writing in the police report.
Correct.
And when you made those observations, that was on January 29, 2022?
Correct.
When you came into court and you testified, that was on June 10, 2024.
If that was the date.
You were asked questions to use your best memory to describe the damage to that taillight last time you swore under oath to tell the truth, weren't you?
I don't think I was asked that.
Well, you asked about to describe the best you could the damage to that right rear taillight last time you were in court on June 10, 2024.
I don't think I was told to describe it in depth.
Would you ask questions about the damage to that rear taillight last time you were in court?
I was.
And when you described the damage, did you do your best of your ability to give as much detail as possible?
I did.
Did you qualify your memory at that time, saying to the best of my ability and recollection?
I did.
And when you qualify as a police officer with the best ability and recollection,
Oh my God.
that is recognizing that time had passed,
Time has passed, yep.
that you had a report that you could refresh your memory.
Correct.
And did you refresh your memory with that report before you testified last time?
I did.
And when you qualified that it was to the best of your ability and recollection, that account for the fact that when you looked at the report, there was no detail other than your commentary in your report that the vehicle had damage to the right rear taillight.
Correct.
And so when you qualified, you were considering human factors like time had passed.
Correct.
That your report was respectfully scant.
Correct.
But you had heard a lot about this case since that point, hadn't you?
Correct.
And so considering your memory in June of 2024, when you qualified your answer, was it considering all of those different factors that had passed in between that time?
Can you rephrase that?
Yes. When you decided to qualify your answer and you said to the best ability and recollection, and then you went on to describe what you remember from the break with taillight, the reason why you used that qualification for the best ability and recollection is because of those human factors that had passed.
I would suppose so.
And sir, since the time you came into court on June 10, 2024, have you spoken to anybody from the defense about this case?
Yes.
How many times have you spoken to somebody
There we
from
go.
the defense about this case after you gave your testimony on June 10, 2024?
Once.
Where did you speak? Who did you speak to?
Attorney Jackson.
Did you speak to him in person or on the phone?
In person.
Okay, go. Okay.
So first of all, the trolls are just all over this in person. Hank meets with every witness, all of them beforehand, and goes over their testimony. Every single one of them he meets with. It's like so standard. Like everybody meets with, because they're like, here's the questions we're going to ask you. Here's what you might anticipate they ask in return. Just be truthful. And that's it. That's all you got to say. That's it. There's nothing shady about this whatsoever. Like meeting with a witness prior to trial to just, because you're not going to bring on somebody if you don't know what they're going to say. This is just so blatantly, like Tully met with every single fucking witness before they came on for some reason. And they're trying to act like this is something nefarious. It's just wild.
You're not hesitating, are you?
No.
Where did you speak to him in person?
At his hotel.
How did you know where Attorney Jackson was staying?
He told me.
He told
Did
me.
you find it odd to go visit an attorney at their hotel and talk about a case?
It was in their conference room.
Find it odd. Go to somebody's hotel and speak to them about a case.
No.
Without saying the name of the hotel, where was the hotel located?
Boston.
And where were you located?
I don't feel comfortable telling you.
Sorry.
Like, what kind of question is that? Where is that? Where were you look? Tell me where you live. What? I'm not telling you where I live. Like, I'm on national television. I have to say where my house is now. And what the fuck does any of this matter? Like, and they're, so he visited him. The hotel has a conference room. He met in the conference room. Where else was he supposed to meet him? Oh, like, well, you could have met at David Yanetti's office. Okay. Would that be, is there something nefarious about a hotel conference room? What if they met at a Denny's? Can they do, like, what is like scandalous about a hotel conference room? This is the best that they have. This is the best that they have. Oh, you know they had a bad day if this is the best that they could get. A real bad day.
You have to drive.
I did.
So you took the effort to go to see Mr. Jackson. His request. Did you know who Mr. Jackson was?
I did.
On TV.
I did.
When you went there to the hotel in the conference room, who else was there?
Attorney Little.
Okay. Who else?
I'm not sure of the other gentleman's name.
It was one of the gentlemen right here on the end.
The,
Was there one down there on the right?
no, it was not.
Gennady.
Was somebody else?
Somebody else.
Was there anybody else there?
No.
When you were in that conference room, were you shown your police report?
No.
Were you shown your testimony from the last time you came to court?
No.
The photograph of the vehicle in Sally Port, the vehicle with the missing glass. Were you shown that?
No.
Had you ever seen that photo before?
Of course.
And you saw it at the last event you testified at, right?
Correct.
When you were shown that photo during your prior testimony, you never, ever suggested that that was in any way different than what you had seen in that.
Nobody asked me that.
Nobody asked me that.
You
Exactly.
had to describe the damage, and you were shown that photograph. You never, ever suggested that there was a difference in the damage as you see it in that photo.
I wasn't asked.
I don't think anybody asked me to describe.
Like, exactly. He didn't, because I was screaming at him, like, ask him that question. And no one asked him that. He's like, oh, I wanted to say it, but I wasn't going to offer up testimony without being asked about it. Nobody asked me. I kind of made it clear. If you ask me, I'm going to say yes. You know, like I want to say this, you know, it's like a girl when they're like telling you like, oh yeah, you could definitely fuck me. If but like, she didn't say you could fuck me, but she's made it pretty obvious you could fuck her. You know, that's what he was doing. He's like, you could fuck me if you want. I'm down to fuck. Let's fuck. And you know, Alan Jackson pulled a Higgins. He didn't go for it. Instead, he was like, so do you really see a future between us? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it just didn't happen. You should have just fucked him next time, AJ. And now he knows.
Describe that.
Did you ever make a note or say anything that is dissimilar to what you remember at the last?
Don't be nasty.
I
Elizabeth,
testified that was not the taillight.
Just Elizabeth, you're gonna have to find a new. You're in the wrong place, dear. Just go back and watch. I had sex with the Raggedy Ann doll once on here. I fucked Raggedy Ann's brains out one night. You're in the wrong place. If you are, you know, somebody who's repulsed by nastiness, you were in the wrong. This is a sex cult. I don't know if you know that. I'm the leader of a sex cult. So things get real nasty in here. Just, I'm telling you right now, you're better off somewhere else.
Like the day that I saw her.
That's what you testified at the last event?
Did.
Yes?
Yes.
You said that photo does not depict what you saw?
Correct.
Yes?
Yes.
And when you testified to that at the last event, who was asking you that question?
District Attorney Lally.
Okay. And you remember making that comment under oath?
I do.
Do you remember that as well as your memory about what the taillight looked like back in Dighton?
I do.
When you were asked questions about that taillight, you had described the taillight as not completely damaged. It was cracked, and there was a piece missing, but not completely damaged. Remember that testimony?
I do.
And is that accurate testimony?
It's accurate.
Accurate.
So in your memory, in June 10, 2024, was that vehicle's rear taillight had a piece missing, correct?
Correct.
You said that your memory about the damage to the taillight, as you recall it when you were in Dighton back on January 29, 2022, you said your memory is as good as your memory that you said in court there was a difference between that photo and the damage, right?
See, this is where I knew he was in trouble. This is where, not in trouble, but like I saw where Hank was going. He finally caught him in something that wasn't accurate. So I remember this well. He wasn't asked about this. And as soon as he said he was asked about it, Hank knows that, like, I mean, Hank's much better than Lally. Lally never would have done this. Right. And I don't think this means shit at the end of the day. The testimony was way too damaging anyway, but this was a low point, but that's about it. Like, it wasn't a big deal. Like, all this proves was that, like, you were slightly inaccurate at one thing. You don't remember, you forgot that a year ago at trial, you weren't actually asked about the taillight. That's it. That's it.
Right.
Have you ever read your testimony from your last proceeding?
Never.
But you have a specific memory of discussing that specific photograph.
See, he's pushing
Yes?
it.
Yes.
He's trying to catch it. Mike, up. You have a specific memory.
Can I approach?
Yes.
Distinguishing that photo is reflecting your testimony, right? Yes.
Ask the question differently.
Okay. Your memory is that you discussed the distinction between that photo and what you saw the last time you testified. Objection.
I'm going to allow that.
I should take a look at it. Could you show me anywhere in your testimony?
And I knew when he read this, I'm like, he's not going to find it. It's not in there. He never said that. And this is when he realized, oh shit, you know, it's not in there.
2022. I can put it back on. Thank you.
So, yeah.
So respectfully, sir, your memory about distinguishing that photo is not as you thought it was and claimed it was in this transcript, correct?
Correct.
And that's not a matter of you trying to fool anybody or lying, is it?
No.
No, it's a matter of time passes and memory fades. Yes?
Yes.
And that's one real example why at the academy, they teach you when you write reports to be as detailed as you can. To accommodate the fact that memories can fade, right?
Correct.
Memories can change.
I know what I saw, and that wasn't it.
Well, that's
Yes.
what I'm asking you, because
I love
you-
what he said that. Like, I love how he said that. Like, he's supposed to say, yeah, memories can change, but he's like, I know what I saw. He just keeps saying, I know what I saw. Yeah, certain things you remember, so certain things you forget, like small details about what exactly I said a year ago, but other shit you just never forget. And you're like, that's something I'll never forget. Period.
Testify that on the road, you had looked at that photo and distinguished it. But that's not accurate, is it?
No.
And so it's not a matter of you perjuring yourself or lying. It's a matter of difficulties with memory, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, correct.
You share those same difficulties with memory as many other witnesses. Objection.
Sustained.
You have, as is human nature, difficulties with memory at times, correct?
Correct.
And so that very certain memory you had about your testimony last year, you're to say that never happened.
Correct.
You were simply mistaken, weren't you?
What? Yeah.
Or something more, please tell me.
Correct.
What?
When you met with the attorneys in Boston, what'd you talk about?
It was just a way for them to meet with me and see me face to face, and then ask me how I would be subpoenaed, who would they need to send a court summons to, what my schedule was like coming up in the next month, months.
Those things all could have been accomplished by phone, correct?
Could have.
So the face-to-face meeting, what'd you talk about?
This could have been accomplished by phone, says the guy who meets face to face with all of his witnesses prior to testimony. Like, are you kidding me? This could have been done. What? I suppose, or I could meet with you face to face. Sometimes people like to meet face to face. Interesting. How come Jennifer McCabe on September 25th, 2023 didn't just call Elizabeth Proctor on the phone? Why did she go to her house to have a face-to-face conversation with her instead of just calling her on the phone? All right, because they thought that their phones were tapped by the FBI. That's what. So sometimes people like to meet face-to-face, Spanky.
I'm going to allow it.
Over here. What you talk about? Excuse me.
So that, okay.
Over here.
I'm shocked that Hanky didn't ask him about Signal. These losers are obsessed with Signal. Have you ever used the Signal app as if it's some nefarious thing? Like, bro, I message everyone on Signal now. It's awesome. I prefer Signal. It does everything a text message can do, except it's encrypted, which means the government can't read it, which is fucking bomb. Like, why wouldn't you want that? Why would you want Big Brother reading your shit? Like, oh shit, you don't like the government intruding in your private life? That shit's gay. You're bad. You're a bad person. You don't like daddy government all up in your biznatch and like reading through your shit. Oh shit, what you hiding, mofo? Yeah, that exactly. Yes, I'm hiding this from the government because you bitches are mad nosy. So get up out of my grill, son. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, plus the nudes factor. Like, no, I don't want you reading that shit.
You told us there was some background about being subpoenaed and time substantively. What did you talk about with the attorneys when you met them at the hotel conference?
Other than that, they didn't go over my testimony. We just spoke about that. I said that the taillight was not completely damaged.
Okay. Did you get into any detail about the conversation about your testimony today?
No.
When did you meet with them?
I don't have the date.
Last year, this year?
I don't have the date. I don't recall the date.
I'm looking for a date, just a general year frame. Last year, this year?
Probably June, early in this year.
Are you having some difficulty with memory about that as well?
Oh God.
On a certain date, yes.
Not a certain date. Was it this year probably? Or do you think you met them this year?
This year.
Do you know what month you met them this year?
I wouldn't know the month.
Certainly you talked about this issue with the taillight, didn't you?
I wouldn't know the month. Bro, do you remember last trial, dude? There was a guy by the name of Tristan Morris who literally didn't know the difference between night and day, who just couldn't even. And you're going to bust this guy's balls about like remembering the exact day that he met with them. Who gives a shit? I mean, I get what he's trying to prove here, that like memory is faulty. And yes, small details. There's some small details that you might forget. But the tail, like that one sticks. There's also some things you'll never forget. And just because you never forget one thing doesn't mean that you're never going to forget everything. Like, it's like, oh.
Yes.
When you talk about the issue with the taillight, did anybody from the defense offer you any information?
No.
Did they ask you questions about it?
No.
So you went to a meeting in a Boston hotel in a conference room, and nobody talked about the taillight? Objection.
I'm going to allow it.
Sir, I'll ask you another question instead. Have you had an opportunity to see other evidence of that taillight being damaged that morning before you saw it?
On the 29th of January? No.
The video that was shown to you with the tow truck, had you seen that before today?
Yes.
Who showed it to you?
From seeing it on TV. And
was it shown to you during your conference room meeting at the hotel?
It was not.
So you've looked and studied and watched this case a little bit?
With all due respect, sir, I don't live under a rock. It's
and I'd also like to point out the irony here of a cop yesterday. Like, this guy is saying that he forgot one small aspect of his testimony. And that's it. I mean, just keep in mind, this is all to make up for the fucking devastating testimony from a cop that said that Michael Proctor smashed that taillight up. Like, and this was his rebound, was that like sometimes you forget details of other shit, that your memory isn't perfect. Like, this isn't like this. I don't know. Like, Betterow, Runkle, all them, they were like, he did a good cross. Did he? This was effective. Like, you think this, what I got? I mean, they're the lawyers. They would know more than me. To me, this is like, I'm sitting on this jury of like, that's it. That's all you got. Is that? Wow. Wow. I mean, you got, yeah, I guess if you have nothing to work with, you're right, Richie. You made the best of it, I guess. But then he tells him here that, you know, all due respect, sir, it's kind of hard to miss this case.
It's all over social media and the news. You can't avoid it.
I'm not criticizing you with this company. I'm just asking you, have you been exposed to this case since you made those observations in Dighton on January 29, 2022?
I have.
Have you seen other video footage and evidence about that taillight since January 29, 2022?
I have.
Have you seen other information since you last testified last summer about the taillight?
I have.
And seeing this extraneous information, this other information, do you think that played a part in some of your difficult memory? Objection.
I'm going to allow that.
Your Honor, give me a motion.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. More sidebar. So there's some new people. I don't know who this skag was. This one, the horse face. Dude, who is shit? I've seen her before. I thought this was one of the homeless ladies. She wore like the blue sweatshirt and then came in with Robert the Bruce there. I love seeing Paul in the back row. He's just been expelled to the back row. It's great to see. He won't be there on Monday, June 9th, because he'll be across the street with me. But, you know, the crazy girlfriend there. And then, you know, Jen McCabe's spray tan daughter there. But this one, the horse face, dude. Look at her. She was just angry. Angry. She just sat there the whole time, just stared at the Reed family. Look at her. She's so mad. Why is she so mad? Look at her. Smile, bitch. Be happy. Look at her.
About this case. You've seen quite a bit of information about this case and the issue regarding the taillight since you first made the observations back in 2022. Would that be fair to say?
Would be fair to say.
And based on all the additional information you've read and seen, would you agree it's had some effect on your memory?
I guess.
No, I don't want you to guess. You testified that you made explanations at the last trial that you didn't make, right?
Correct.
You had a memory as you testified in representation on the road and you tried your best about things that just didn't happen, right?
Right.
Would you agree that you have some difficulty with your memory?
I'd agree.
I want to show you some evidence of that taillight before you had a chance to see it in Dighton.
But to me, this just makes him seem more believable to the jury. Like, this guy's not arguing the small shit. Yeah, there's some shit I've forgotten over the years, like some random details. Whereas like all the other ones for the Commonwealth, like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. I remember everything. That's exactly what happened. Dude, like yesterday, the day before this happened, a cop testified that she gave complicated and detailed specific testimony in front of a federal grand jury, but psych, it was all a figment of her imagination. She thought that she saw 𝗵𝗫𝗄𝗃 and Higgins alone with the car for a wildly long period of time, but as it turns out, that's impossible. The whole thing was just in her head. A cop said that yesterday. Just juxtapose those two people. The jury's looking at this guy and they're like, well, that's, yeah, this guy's honest. He's not arguing the small shit.
We could have the ring video at 5:07:58, please. Have you seen this video before, sir?
I have.
Before you proceed, let's go ahead. Have you seen this on social media?
The news, social media.
Has anybody else shown you this video?
No.
How many times do you think you've been exposed to this video?
Too many to count.
Too many to
Because
count.
you were involved in this case, and I'm going to say as a predicate, there were no orders for you not to obtain it. I'm not suggesting any impropriety. But because you were involved in this case, issues regarding the taillight, do you think you had particular interest when things like this came on TV and social media to take a look compared to your memory?
Did I have a particular interest? No, I didn't follow this case.
But you've seen this many, many times.
Because of what is out there on social media and the news.
I understand. Good.
Like, I don't know why he keeps playing this video and he thinks it helps him. It's just wild. Oh, there she is. She hits the car.
Stop, please. Do you see that white part of the back of the right taillight? Objection.
I'm going to allow it.
You see that? Sir?
Can you zoom in a little bit more? I can.
Can or cannot?
I can.
Can. C-A-N can?
Yes.
Okay. Continue, please.
Why is he showing this? Why? He thinks this helps him? Bro, we're not blind. Like, see all this red shit here? None of that appears in the picture in the Canton Sallyport garage. None of that appears in there. That's all removed later on. Like, this is after they claim she hit John O'Keefe. Why is it on there? Why is any, like, what planet am I on where these people think this is helpful?
So, bring it back, so. Back one. Hold it right there. Zoom, please. You see, sir?
Yeah, that's the 6 by 3 inch piece that was missing. The white part right there. That's the part that was missing. The rest of it wasn't missing, though. What the fuck?
Sorry,
I can see that.
Is that consistent with the damage that you saw when you looked at that Lexus in Dighton hours later?
Consistent.
Can we go to Exhibit 10, please? And before you show it, I have a couple questions. This was a snowstorm, kind of like a blizzard that day?
Yes.
And when you got to the driveway, it had not been shoveled or plowed.
Correct.
There was quite a bit of snow accumulating and ongoing.
Yes.
And there was snow coming down on top of everything, the ground, the streets, the cars, correct?
Correct.
And snow was accumulating, did you notice, on cars and packing onto cars?
Yes.
When you looked at this house, when you looked at the defendant's Lexus in Dighton, you didn't go over it and scoop out any of the snow that was in that broken taillight, did you?
I did not.
You didn't try to remove any snow off it or that was accumulated inside of it?
I did not.
And the snow there was snow packed on that car, wasn't there?
There was.
There was snow packed around the light, wasn't it?
There was.
And would you agree with the snow, since you didn't tamper with it or try to remove anything, that could impede your ability to accurately observe the depth of the damage? Would you agree with that?
I would.
If we could have Exhibit 10, please.
Does that appear to be the same Lexus you looked at when it was in Dighton? And it's a far view, so I don't want you to guess. If you're not sure, you can tell me.
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I can't.
Exhibit 11, please. Can you take a look to the right? See that right tail light, the white part?
I can.
Missing, yes?
So again, the majority of the taillight on a Lexus LX570 is on the right-hand side of the car. From the back angle, you're only going to see a small portion of it. This is the 3 by 6 inch part that he said was missing. You cannot see the side of the car, which is where most of the taillight is. So this would be entirely consistent with what he saw. This would be entirely consistent with what he saw.
Looks like snow is packed on it.
Does it look like there's a right tail light there?
Does not.
This is before you saw the car in Dighton. Do you know that, or you wouldn't know that?
That doesn't look like the Reed's driveway.
Do you know if this photograph was taken before or after you made your observations in Dighton?
I do not.
The right rear taillight and the missing parts of it, is that consistent with what you saw around 3:27 on January 29, 2022?
Yes. Yes. It's consistent. Right. Because that piece is missing. I wish he said that. I mean, he did a great job either way. But Hank seems to, just to clarify it, but Hank seems to think that this is some sort of gotcha. Like that's all you got, dude?
I have no further questions.
Okay, lights on, please, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll be brief. Sergeant, did you celebrate your birthday 2 years ago?
I loved this.
I did.
Kind of a big deal. It's your birthday, right?
Yes.
What day of the week was your birthday 2 years ago?
I'll fucking
No
know.
idea.
You have a difficult memory, sir?
Yes.
The fact that you had a birthday, you recall, correct?
Correct.
The day of the week of that birthday may fall by the wayside in your mind, right?
Right.
Sustain us to the form, Mr. Jackson.
Of course. The fact that you can't remember the day of the week, does that mean that you have a bad memory? Objection.
I'm going to allow it.
Correct.
You remember being in Dighton, correct? Being called out to Dighton to the residents of the Reeds.
Correct.
Do you remember the time?
I do.
Do you remember the weather?
I do.
Do you remember who you met there?
I do.
Do you remember the conversations that you had?
I do.
Do you remember the phone calls that you received?
I do.
The first one?
I do.
The second one?
I do.
Do you remember being in the garage and speaking with someone?
I do.
Remember this lady, pretty lady right here in blue?
I do.
You remember meeting Mr. Reed?
Briefly.
Handsome gentleman with gold tie?
I do.
You remember all that?
Mhm.
Do you remember the SUV?
I do.
Do you remember the condition of the taillight?
I do.
This is great. What a fucking killer fucking recross. It's like, so you remember all of this shit, but you forgot one. So Hank just went fishing for something that you forgot until he found something, but you remember the important shit, right? You remember the important shit. Fucking gangster.
You were asked whether or not you saw Trooper Proctor in any way manipulate that right rear taillight while it was out at Dighton while you were there, correct?
Correct.
You said no. Honestly, I never saw him touch it, right?
Correct.
Were you in the Sally Port in Canton PD? I'm sorry, in Canton, in the Sally Port at the police station?
I wasn't.
At 5:30 p.m.?
Sustain.
At any point, did you ever go to the Sally Port at Canton PD that day?
I did not.
Do you have any idea what did or didn't happen inside the Sally Port? Objection.
Sustain.
But again, the point is made. Like he's getting it in the jury said, yeah, of course you didn't witness the tampering. The tampering took place in the Sallyport garage. We've established that. That's where the taillight was fucked with. That's where Michael Proctor was fucking around with the taillight behind the car. Right?
You were asked by Mr. Brennan, you could have taken photos as you wanted to, correct?
Correct.
And certainly you could have, right?
I like that. That was a nice line.
Was that your vehicle that was being seized?
No.
You were simply there to assist another officer, right?
The form, Mr. Jackson.
Of course. What were you there to do?
Just to assist another agency.
Would it have been normal protocol for you to photograph that vehicle?
No.
Did you see Trooper Proctor photograph the vehicle?
No.
Did you see Sergeant Buchanan photograph the vehicle?
No.
Yes, I love how he asked that.
By the way, you and I did meet once before, correct?
Correct.
Was that before or after you testified last year at another hearing?
After.
And you were called by whom last year at the other hearing? The defense or the Commonwealth?
The Commonwealth.
You testified for them?
Correct.
So that's stricken. It's beyond the scope.
I loved how he brought this up too. Like you were a witness for the Commonwealth last time, right? So like they brought you forward and then they ditched you. Why'd they? Wait, I thought they were looking for truth. You're a witness. You saw shit. Why wouldn't they call you? Why are they hiding? Why are they hiding you from us? Why are they trying to hide you from the jury?
Did the Commonwealth ever contact you after your testimony at the hearing last year?
They did not.
Did they ever call you on the telephone?
After?
Correct.
No.
Did they ever send you a subpoena?
No.
And you testified last year that the taillight was cracked, but not, or damaged, but not completely broken, correct?
Sustained.
You and I met in a hotel in a conference room, correct?
Correct.
Anything sketchy or nefarious about that?
No.
Did I introduce myself to you?
You did.
You happen to know I live in Los Angeles?
Correct.
I don't have a house, right?
Correct.
I don't have an office out here, correct?
Yes.
Sustained.
Do you know whether or not I have an office?
I do not.
Do you remember me asking you if you would mind meeting at a hotel where I was staying in a conference room?
I do.
Okay. Do you have any problem with that?
Nope.
Did you find that unusual?
No.
Did you and I ever speak, ever, before your testimony last year?
No.
Did I ever tell you how I wanted you to testify?
No.
Did I ever tell you what to say?
No.
Did I show you any testimony?
No.
Did I play you any video?
No.
Did I show you a single photograph?
No.
During that conversation, did you tell me how to subpoena you?
I did.
Did you tell me where the subpoena should be directed?
I did.
Did you tell me your vacation schedule?
I did.
Did you tell me your availability and willingness to testify?
I did.
Did we talk about any other thing of substance other than that and whether or not you recalled what your testimony was from last year?
That was all we talked about.
As you sit here, Sergeant Barros, do you have any difficulty recalling what the condition of that taillight was on January 29th, 2022 at about 3 or 3:15 in the afternoon when you saw the vehicle? Any difficulty whatsoever?
No.
You remember the condition of that taillight?
I do.
Was the condition of that taillight the same as the photo that I showed you on my direct examination?
No.
Thank you. That's all.
You would agree that your memory has changed since last time you testified in this court.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
In the photo I showed you, the close-up with the missing right rear taillight, is that consistent with your memory of what you saw in Dighton on January 29, 2022?
Objection.
I'm going to allow it. It was opened up. It was
Wait.
opened up.
Wait, what?
Is it
Wait.
in the photo I showed you, the close-up with the missing right rear taillight, is that consistent with your memory of what you saw in Dighton on January 29, 2022?
Objection.
I'm going to allow it. It was opened up. It was opened up.
Is it consistent with what you saw on January 29, 2022?
It is.
Thank you.
All right, Sergeant, you are all set. Sir.
Thank you.
All right, so jurors, I know I need to talk to lawyers about a couple of things, so this seems like a good spot to just send you home for the day rather than bringing you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like 3:45. See you later. So yeah, dude, we'll get some more thoughts on that. Let me read some turtle chats here. The turtle chat break. See what people's thoughts are on this. Okay. Try to bang through these as quickly as I can. Yikes. Okay. Kate sends $10, goes, many local witnesses have said you can't avoid this case if you live here. They said the quiet part out loud to the jury. The jury knows they are sequestered and are hearing all these witnesses getting away with allowing outside influence into the trial. Why would the jury assume being sequestered meant anything? That's what I said, Kate. It's like, there's no way. If I'm on there is no way all 18 of these jurors are just going home at night, eating their cheese sandwich and going to bed. It's not happening. They're too young. They're going on social media and the algorithm is feeding them Karen Reed like it is everyone, especially if they live around here, which they all do. It's probably like geo-targeted too. And so of course they're getting it, man. And you click on one, it's just never stops coming up. You know how this shit works. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all of it, InstaFace, all of it. And, you know, I'm not saying it because I'm on I'm on bail for witness intimidation. And so if I were to say something like, that's fucking great, they would be like, see, he's rigging the trial. He's trying to influence the trial. That was his goal all along, was to spread misinformation and affect the jury. Now, that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just saying that is the reality of what's happening here. There's no way the jury, that every single member of the jury is just going home and not consuming this. And if you're consuming the content online, the content is overwhelmingly in favor of Karen Read. So they're never going to convict her, because once you see the light online, once you see the free Karen Read thing, dude, you're hooked. The only way you go to the dark side is if you get mad at me. That's the only people. Or if you're like, start, doing drugs again or some shit like that. Or if you, I don't know, if you have a bad run and whatever, like, or you just get mad at me. I mean, not 99%, they're just mad at me. That's it. And these jurors aren't mad at me as far as I know. So I think we're good. I think we're good. That's why I just am so confident, bro. It's going to be an acquittal. 𝗪𝗏 looks like a kneecap with white teeth, sends $5 and says, prayers for Lucky tonight. He will do amazing. I know he will have strength and courage for his testimony. So wear your green tomorrow. Hashtag Dr. Russell is our patron saint. Hanky sucks. 𝗪𝗏 looks like a kneecap without teeth. Okay. John DePetro's a bitch. All right. Thank you for the $5. Nicole sends $10 and goes, any thoughts or reaction when Hanky told Jackson over here? I don't even remember him saying that. And she says, keep up the good work. Free 𝗃𝗏boy and Karen Read. Thank you. What you think about this? Sends $10, goes, wasn't there a female in the Sallyport video that walked in and then turned right around? Yes, there was. And I'm surprised they didn't ask about that. Was that Deaver? Maybe that's what she's referring to, seeing them in there. Free Karen Read, free 𝗃𝗏boy. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't bring that up. $25 from Brenda says, it's not just evil. It is calculated, premeditated evil. You are shining light into dark places. Much respect. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And you're right. It is evil what's happening out there, what these people are doing. I'm happy to do it. Katie sends $10, goes, my 8th grade daughter is doing a mock Karen retrial in class on Friday. She's on the jury. I can't wait to hear about it. I told her not guilty. Oh, who's the prosecutor? Who's 𝗫𝗍𝗄? What kid got stuck with that luck of the draw? Thank you. Fabulous Fabi sends $10 and goes, hey, Turtle, you're amazing. In your heart, do you feel like this case will uncover more corruption in mass? I don't know what that means. Also, any idea where Higgins is? Rehab. Okay. No. Rebecca sends $25 and says, hi, Dr. Daddy 𝗃𝗏boy. I feel honored that I was on your X today. You're on my X? A photo of myself, my fiance Greenie, and the honest truth teller on the stand, Sergeant Barros, free Karen Read. Oh, so this is their cope with this. So this is the cope that they've got. Like, okay, let's go check. You got it. Let's just go on Twitter and see how these people are coping with this. They're having a tough time. Okay. So we have here, so this person who is, okay, so this is an AI whore, okay, and she says, wow, what a piece of work this guy is, and they're all sharing this picture, and it's like two random people who saw Barros out in public last June and took a picture with him. That's it. This is not an endorsement of anything. It's just if you testify in the Karen retrial, you're famous instantly. And people are going to ask to take a picture with you, just like they did Lucky Loughran, just like they would Dr. Russell, like whatever, like that's Garrett Wing. Like they're all famous. We all love them. Imagine getting a picture with the Crash Daddies. Who wouldn't want that? All right. But they're trying so hard to paint this guy as free Karen Read. Matter of fact, check out this gem. I was listening to Dude, I love listening to 𝗵𝗲 on days like this. It's just too good. Check this out. This is the audio. Where is it?
I'm being told there's potentially there's photos of Barros at the Free Care and Read rally.
This photo.
Okay. If this stacks up, we get a whole whack of pictures, man. Yeah.
I just asked for it. I just asked for it.
Yeah, we'll have to see that. Why didn't those, like Kate just said, why didn't those emerge over the last year?
Oh, they're up on the spot. Hold on. Apparently they exist. I gotta go up.
Whoa.
Scrolling up. I just pulled the pat.
This is
That's
the
an old Maxwell reference. Very old.
This is the first thing they try to do is find pictures of.
Is that?
Yep. Let's see.
Yep, he's there. Yep.
Oh, he's there.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
All right. So this isn't.
Did you bring it in?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
Let me make sure that that's definitely him.
So they claim to have a picture of Barros at a Free Care and Read event. Oh, I can't wait to see this. Do you have it? Let's see it. Look at how excited 𝗵𝗲 is. He's so excited. He's so excited. He's so excited.
Sorry, I'm going up.
Yeah. Where is it? Can we see it? Where is it? Where is it?
Bear with me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can't see him in this picture.
Wait, you can't? Look at 𝗵𝗲. 𝗵𝗲's like, fuck.
The guy that I thought was him, I do not think is him, actually. So I don't see him in this picture. Guys.
Nothing's ever that easy, is it?
Oh, they were trying so hard. They wanted it so bad. That's like their immediate thing is like, how can we smear this guy? How can we discredit him? And they just like, they're so, oh, we got a picture of him. Wait, that's not him. That's definitely not him. Like I go over here online on Twitter and I see more of these. Flip-flopping Barros. Was that John Kerry on the stand? That's the cope they have? That's all they have? What the fuck? All right. Let's see what else we got here. I'm just going to search for Barros and see what comes up. Because they're so mad about Barros. Okay, let's see what Big Red is saying. So we just got to go to Big Red's. So this is Rich Schoenstein, who is normally kind of anti-camera read. And he says that like it was very bad for the prosecution. Very bad. And Big Red gets so mad. He admitted the taillight was in the same condition at 8:30 in the morning as it was when he saw it in Dighton, which was the same damage in the picture the defense showed him. No, it's not. It's not, though. The picture the defense showed him showed the side of the taillight. The picture at 8:30 does not show the side of the car where the majority of the taillight is. That matters. He impeached himself, and then he went on to admit he had bad memory. Okay. I mean, it's like these people, they're having a tough time with this. They're having a tough time with this. Well, you're wrong. The video doesn't lie. The taillight damage was there, and his memory wasn't correct. You click on this guy's thing. He's like Roman Catholic. I just want to remind this guy, like, bro, first of all, you got to do something about those teeth, bro. Also, Jesus fucking hates you. Hates you with a passion because you simp for cop killers. You simp for cop killers. But yeah, like he's like, you're wrong. The video doesn't lie. The taillight damage was there and his memory wasn't correct. All right. Sure it did. This is some. Yes. Best witness bought and paid for by the defense, bought and paid for, and then admits that the taillight was the same as the picture of 8 a.m. Right. Oh, sure. I mean, they're just struggling, dude. This is not good. They're like, they incentivize this man. They need a guy like him to give the defense a weak leg to stand on. Don't trust his testimony. Why not? We don't trust police anymore? You guys don't trust the cops? That's interesting. What else we got when we search for them? See, a lot of these are pro Kearney accounts. So what's this person say? Methinks a lot of FKR folks hype tweeted Sergeant Barros' testimony before Brennan's cross. Why celebrate him agreeing this is how the Lexus looked in Dighton? Because the side of the tail light, you can't see it. And that's where the majority of the tail light is that was still intact. Like, what is so hard to understand? Like, are they this retarded? Are there more dummies? Let's see. Oh, here we got it. Oh, it's crusty. In the Karen retrial today, hero Dighton officer Barros confirmed that the photograph on the left, taken as a still shot from the cruiser at One Meadows at 8:23 and shown to him by Hank Brennan on cross-examination, is consistent with what he saw in William Reed's driveway. That photo is also coincidentally consistent with the photograph on the right, except it's not. See, on this one, show us the side. Like, you're not seeing the side. This is the majority of the taillight is on the side. Oh my God, they're fucking retarded. Another bad day for Kara Reed's defense. This is the definition of cope, ladies and gentlemen. They can tell themselves this all they want. That, oh no, this was a bad day for the defense. They can tell themselves that all they want. Ask people who are in the courtroom what the jury thought of this. The faces that the jury made when this happened. This is not a jury that shows a lot of emotion, but they did with this shit. They did with this. Like, this is if this is what they have to tell themselves to convince themselves that, like, today wasn't so bad, right? Today wasn't so bad. Go ahead. Oh yeah, sure. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Oh, anyway, what else we got here? Oh, here's Critical K, who's just one of the most ratchet people on the internet. Barros was ultimately just another big fat fail. In the end, he admitted his memory matches the condition of the taillight. This is a woman who simped for Chris Watts, by the way. His testimony changed from the last trial. He admitted he was fully damaged. Bitch, that it's like, what do they think? They're fucking retarded. I don't even know what to say to them. Just a tough day, man. A tough day. How about this one? Karen Reed's guilty conscience. It finally appears that there was one member of law enforcement who was willing to lie. Oh, yeah, just one. Wait, have you met Michael Proctor? His name is Officer Barros. He came in like a lion and went out like a lamb after cross-examination. Was also pretty chummy with the FKR cult. Bro, you're so mad. And there's just nothing you can do about it. There's nothing. The honest cop ended this charade. This is a Jackie Dougal burner account. I know that's like, I know half of these burner accounts are just Jackie Dougal and Jill Daniels. That's all they are. And a couple others like Ken Dougal, you know, etc. It's just like, this is the cope. I loved it. I love cope. I love people that are just like, no, today went fine. Today went great. Oh yeah, totally. Oh, sure they did. Sure. Whatever you got to tell yourself, dear. Whatever you got to tell yourself to get through today, the disaster of today. Did I have more video here? All right. All right. Next turtle chat. Jen McCunt sends $25, goes, mark my words. The feds are gathering a plethora of evidence. Okay. Of corruption while the second trial unfolds. They aren't ignoring the fact that they were lied to by some of these witnesses and brushing it off along with everything else they would need to brush off. They're building a case. The more bias coming out from Bev, the stronger their case is getting. Okay. I appreciate the $25. I wish I had your optimism. I also wish I believed in Santa Claus because that would save me a lot of money on Christmas every year. So, but it's not happening. I disagree. Brenda sends $25, says no comment. Thank you. Retired prison captain sends 10 and says things are looking good. The last and more difficult hurdle is yet to come, and that is having 12 deliberating jurors who aren't window licking crayon eaters. Exactly. Brenda Abbott sends 25 and said, mad respect. Well, thank you. Carrie Knapp sends $10 and goes, I cried legit tears when Barros testified. And when you think about it, all he did was tell the truth. Exactly. But we're so jaded by the rest of these asshat cops. And we know what Barros is up against and the shit he'll face, that doing the right thing was a big fucking deal. I don't think he's going to face any shit in his department. His department's too far away. Like Dighton is like 40 minutes from Boston. You know what I mean? It's in a different county. It's like you can afford to be honest because your police department you don't interact with any shitheads. So what do you care? You know, like the cops in my town I don't know what they think of the state police, but like the state police, when they arrested me, did not alert the Holden police that they were coming here. And they seemed upset about that, the Holden police, because it's like, it's their town. Like they're supposed to get a courtesy that like, we're doing a raid at a children's bus stop. Like we're literally tracking a school bus full of children. Like that's something you should alert the Holden police about, but they didn't. Cause I think I live too far away from this shit. Like if you live far away, you're not you're not in their little cabal, you know? All right. Next up. Kaylee sends $10, goes, listen, Turtle, are you coming to CrimeCon? I live within miles of where it'll be hosted this year in Denver, but don't have confirmation of anyone I care about that's going. P.S. I know of the best Chili's super close. It's where it's hosted. Free Turtle Boy and Karen Reed. I've never been to CrimeCon before, but stay tuned with that one. Stay tuned. We'll just leave it at that. Stay tuned. Okay. Tori Swelling sends $10 and goes, I wanted that cunt Devers slup down a triple dipper at Chili's in Walpole that night. I watched her. Did you really? She went to Chili's? Oh, it's too good. Come on. She couldn't go to Applebee's. I don't want to eat the same food as these people. My hate for her was confirmed when I overheard her say she doesn't like queso. She is a cunt triple dipper. Yes, she is. Jen McCunt sends 10 and goes, P.S. Can't wait for all your haters to watch you become more and more loved and respected across the globe. You have rare qualities that more people need in this world. A bonus is that you are credible as fuck. P.S. again, do you think 𝗀𝗄𝗆 𝗺𝗁𝗃𝗃 and McCabe's are enemies? I think they are now. Any thought on why Jen McCabe hasn't spoken to Brian Higgins, like she said in her testimony? Where's Higgins? Well, Higgins just ghosted them, man. Remember Jill Daniels? What about Higgins? Higgins got advice from his lawyer to ditch these people and never talk to them again because he's in trouble. Like his lawyer knows that like these guys are up, don't talk to them, which is not what innocent people do. Thank you. Bad Apples Reynolds sends $10 and goes, can you spill any tea on Brian Albert's father? The reason I ask, man, all those sons are so shady and apples don't fall far from the tree. I don't know anything about Bernie Albert. So thank you. Frederick Gravis sends $10 and goes, a little off subject. What are your thoughts of Higgins drinking and driving to the station to conduct the task? How does he insert himself to the investigation? I mean, what do I think of that? It's exactly. He was drinking. He would never have any reason. His plan was not to get drunk and then go do work at the Canton police station at 1:30. That's clearly not his plan. Something happened. I wonder what that something could be. Kimber sends $10, goes, hey, Turtle, I love you, but did you take your fucking Adderall today? You're all over the place tonight. Free Turtle Boy and free Karen Reed. I mean, I'm like this every night, so I don't know. OBOK sends $5 and says, dump truck. Is she back? Hopefully not. William Scully sends $10 and goes, for Clay's mutilated fetus. Oh, dude, it's too soon. His birthday's coming up, too. I can't. Born on the 4th of July, Clay's birthday. But thank you. Lorraine would have been born on the 4th of July had he not been murdered in front of my face. Murdered. And I'll never forget that. Okay, so we have we got $10 here from Lorraine. And again, if you say something stupid, I'm going to say thank you for the $10. And I'm going to point out why you're being stupid. So, Lorraine, we're off to a rough start here. Have you heard about Kevin Weeks being Jen McCabe's uncle? I've only addressed this like 10,000 times. And every time I do, I point out how fucking retarded this is. So please tell your friends who are tempted to ask me, is Jen McCabe related to Kevin Weeks because her maiden name is Weeks? No, she's not. It's fucking retarded. And please stop asking that. You send $10, you can say whatever the fuck you want. You can come up with a really good question and pick my brain and get some thoughtful insight. Instead, you did that. And it's a waste of $10. A waste of $10. So she goes, total. Oh, wait. I didn't read the next sentence. I should have read the whole thing. She goes, just kidding. Okay, I punked myself. She said, just kidding. All right, good one. Good one. Today is the first day that has truly felt satisfying for the defense. I agree with that. The Barros testimony felt like actual relief from the anger I felt listening to this trial the last 3 weeks. It's sad how good it felt to finally hear someone behind this shield speak honestly. Thank you for everything you've done and continued to do. Okay, I take that back, Lorraine. You're a great person. You got me there. That was pretty good. That was funny. That was funny. But you're right. Today is really the first day since this trial has started where I left feeling like, oh yeah, that was the most positive fucking day. Like nothing bad at all. Like that was awesome. Okay. AJ sends $10 and goes, hi daddy. So stressful today. Barros was fantastic. Hank the Spanx voice just makes my blood boil. I had to flip the station to Judge Judy. I saw some real judging on her show. It was a great day. Love you, my daddy. Now go brush your teeth. Okay, thank you. Kelly sends $5, goes, loving the new Listen Turtle segment. Please go live from the Turtle Corner. Your DePetro-esque tweets made my week last week. We need more. Well, he's not showing up this week. He's a coward. So if he shows up next week, I'll be there for my broadcasts. Aidan's 20% sends $25 and goes, Aidan's 20 will not be calling you daddy. Correct. The 20% can just call me whatever. Thank you. Rob Kingman sends $5 and goes, listen, Turtle, who would be on the calendar for the women of Free Karen Reed? Oof. Oof. A lot of choices there. I don't know. It's a good question. Olivia Lambeau, obviously. It'd be a tough one. It'd be a tough one to come up with that one. But I mean, I'm sure the Nurse Kim, obviously. I don't know. Good question. No, not Auntie Bev. Stop it. Auntie Bev is not going on there. But Renee Stonebridge, people are saying. Kelly Diva. No, she's on the other side. Okay. All right, next up. Okay. Kristen sends $5 and says, what was the text from Michael Proctor? Liz has the blueprint about. I don't know. I don't know what that one means. A lot of people have asked that. I have no idea. Nikki in Vegas sends $10 and goes, when will they bring up the lack of blood on the ground? Or did I miss it? Free Turtle Boy, free Karen Reed. Thank you. Nick sends $10 and goes, we saw it in real time. Hank attempt to do what was done to Deaver. Exactly. Gaslight and veiled threats and suggest false memories, faulty memories, fucking garbage people like Hank and all those corrupt will be eternally damned. You know what? That's probably exactly what happened to 𝗫𝗄𝗄𝗧𝘂𝗧. They were just like, so you don't remember that, right? So your memory is faulty. So everything you thought you remembered didn't happen. Bob sends $25 and says, am I the only one who wanted to come through the screen and punch Brennan when he asked mom about her memory? And we're going to play some of those clips in a minute. Sure, some jury members did too. Exactly. Kevin. Okay, it's a long one, Kevin. He sends $20. I can't read the whole thing. I have to stick up for Lucky. I've plowed for 30 years. Most cities and towns notify their residents in December via town website announcements to bring in their portable basketball nets from the edge of the roadway so they don't get hit by plow trucks. It's not Lucky's fault that he hit the basketball net. All of those nets should be brought in before the first snowfall. Exactly. The nets end up getting caught up in the tarp assembly. Exactly. So it's not his fault he hit it. It's the homeowner's fault for not bringing the basketball net. Well, exactly, Kevin. And most importantly, it doesn't affect the fact that there was nobody on the front lawn when he drove by there. Gemma Cunt sends $5, goes, imagine being Barros and seeing this shit unfold on the news, knowing full well that you saw the taillight and being confident it was tampered with because you knew exactly what it looked like and instantly cracking the case, but being the only person to know it. And also, could we just send a ton of love to Bill Reed, father of the century? It's got to be hard seeing his daughter being treated this way. Exactly. Thank you. He can be the face of, he's got to be on the daddy's calendar too. He's the head daddy, Bill Reed. Thank you. Next up, Paulie O'Queef sends $5, goes, if you haven't learned the story about Nick Barros yet, I need to see your reaction live to a video. So please copy and paste this link. And you guys sent me a thing about how Barros was almost hit by a drunk driver. A lot of people, bro, I posted that a year ago. You guys really got to read some of my older stuff. I did a whole thing on Barros history. I'm well aware that Barros was hit by a drunk driver, which makes his testimony even more remarkable because he has every reason to be prejudiced against people who drink and drive, which Karen Reed admittedly did. So there's that. I don't know why people are like, oh my God, you see Barros was hit by a car by a drunk driver. It's like, yeah, dude, you might want to follow Turtle Boy. You might want to follow me because the new news to you is old news to me. There's that. Next up, Fabulous Fabi sends $10, goes, Dr. Turtle, do you feel deep in your heart that this is the first step in uncovering hella corruption in Boston? Sure. Nicole sends $5 and goes, it's crazy to think that the only one fired so far is Proctor. Bukkake Tully and 𝗵𝗫𝗄 for sure played significant parts in planting of the taillight, especially 𝗵𝗫𝗄. That motherfucker. Fuck that piece of shit. I hope he's rotting in fucking hell. Oh, I know we're not allowed to say that we hope people died, but I'm glad he's fucking dead. Let me just tell you that. And I hope it hurt. I do hope it hurt because he's fucking evil. What this motherfucker did. And that coward, that fucking pussy, knowing he was going to die and none of this would matter, didn't even have the fucking fortitude to leave a note behind confessing what happened and telling what happened. I hope he burns in eternal fucking hell. I know he's Jewish. I don't know if Jews believe in hell and heaven, but I hope they do. And I hope it's just burning him. So I know I'm not allowed to say I hope people die, but he's already fucking dead. So I hope he rots in hell because that's where he belongs. He planted fucking taillight on February 4th. He did. It's a fact. Undeniable. According to 𝗫𝗄𝗄𝗧𝘂𝗍, he's fucking around in the Sallyport with Higgy. According to 𝗫𝗄𝗄𝗧𝘂𝗍 in her grand jury testimony. Yeah, is it witness intimidation if they're already dead? I don't know. John O'Keefe deserves so much better. I'm so happy Karen put up a fight. I hope they all burn in hell. Exactly. Aaron sends $50. Thanks, Aaron. And says, Barros' testimony gave me the same feeling I had when Dave Roberts stole second in the 9th inning of Game 4 of the 2004 ALCS. Not me. when Dave Roberts stole that base, we were down, we were losing. We were down 3-0. I think we still had to come back and win in extra innings, I want to say. And then, like, when we won that game, I'm like, well, we're just going to lose game 5. So what does it matter? Whereas this, it's just like, this is feels like when, was it Shane Victorino hit that grand slam against the Tigers in 2013? Some memory of whatever. One of those memories, like a walk-off. That's the way it felt like today was. So thank you. Lorraine sends $10, goes, P.S. The last couple of weeks, I've really leaned into my anger at the jurors from the first trial. Exactly. I'm grateful Ronnie opened up and talked, but I simultaneously want to punch him in his sweet face. Follow me on TikTok for my Karen Reed content at Lambie7. I might do that. I might do that. I'm going to check you out now. I'll go follow your TikTok. Oh, there you are. Okay. Thanks, Lorraine. I'm going to follow your TikTok. Okay, cool. Thank you. But I'm with you. You know, I understand that feeling. Like you want to just, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with that last jury? You know, and you want to be like, what the fuck is, you know, how could you do this? Unbelievable. Next up, Tyler sends $5. It says, it's really amazing to me that there can be an issue that has such bipartisan support among Democrats and I don't even know what that word is. An injustice that transcends politics, unlike almost everything else. Sorry, it's long. Also, that's what she said about the intimidator, apparently. Ooh, I see what you did there. Thanks. Pauline sends $25 and goes, I would love for Hank to slide down a rusty razor blade into a bucket of alcohol. That's pretty specific. As for Bev, may the fleas of 1,000 camels infest her crotch, and may her arms be too short to reach. That's very specific, Pauline. But that's I kind of love it. But I'm not encouraging witness intimidation, though. But that's kind of funny. Thank you. Alicia sends $10, goes, the fact that Proctor was so desperate to find her guilty with broken taillight in the taillight testimony with hero Barros might set her free is karma from God. It really is. Donna sends $5 and goes, Turtle Boy, Officer Barros was lights on to a call when hit head on by a drunk driver. Okay. Thank you. Kristen sends $10 and goes, Kelly Deaver is the new Katie McLaughlin. That's a good analogy right there. Love you, Turtle. Well, thank you, Kristen. Tyler sends $5 and goes, the feds at fault for not bringing the appropriate charges are the ones in charge at the time, just like Maureen Comey has not charged Diddy with anything that will implicate anyone else. She did the same with Ghislaine Maxwell cover up. I'm sure someone in charge in this district for the feds. I have not been following the P. Diddy trial. I hate how federal court, they just don't have cameras, nothing. It's like, you don't even know what's going on. I don't know the first thing. From what it sounds like, Diddy was into some weird shit, some sex shit. And this woman is saying that she was like a sex slave of his. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I admittedly have not followed any of this, but, you know, if he's just into some weird shit, that's not a crime to be into some weird shit, you know? Like, I don't care. Like, even if it's like he's pissing on her face, so what? If she wants to get fucking pissed on, let her get pissed on. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was sex slavery. I don't know. Like the Tate brothers, they seem like they're fucking legit creepy motherfuckers. Like, you know, like did he fuck? Is he a cuck or is he the cucker? Does he bang your wife? Or does he bang your wife in front of you? Or does he make you bang his wife in front of him? Right? Which one is he? I don't know. He does both. He abused. I don't know. First of all, I admittedly don't know anything about this. So he's a watcher. So he likes to watch his wife get banged by other dudes. Again, I don't know the details, if it's consensual or if it's not. All I'm saying is that, like, if it's consensual, it's not a crime. If it's not consensual, then it is a crime. I'm big into consent, but I'm also big into not judging. Like, some people are just cucks, you know? It's not a crime to be a cuck. Again, there's a lot. That's a whole genre of pornography, right? The whole bang my wife in front of me while I jerk off in the corner. Some guys are into that. Some guys are into this. Some guys like to go in the corner and play with their little schmenzer while their wife gets the BBC. It happens sometimes. Again, I'm not saying that's not that it's fucking weird. It's definitely weird. But I don't know if it's a crime. But again, I don't know the details of the Diddy case. Maybe he's fucking a monster. I don't know. Yeah, Matt McCabe would be in jail a long time ago if that was a crime. All right. Anyway, back to this. Let me read some. Let me see let's see. Cash App here. Nina sends $10 and goes, I sent a link to Barros 2024 testimony. Play it. I've played it many times. Thank you. Kyle sends $5, goes, I vote Sergeant Barros for new Canton police chief. Okay. I saw John Connolly on my way into court. He came out he's looking fatter than ever. He had a short sleeve shirt on with a tie, of course, looking like Homer Simpson. He's just so fat. I couldn't get over how fat he was. Christine sends $5 and goes, Zach, stop picking your nose. Okay. Emily sends $5 and goes, timestamp hours 5:12 on Plevin's stream yesterday. I don't know what you mean by that. Heather sends $10 and says, listen, turtle, absolutely not. Love from California. Thank you very much. Maria sends $10, goes, we need a DiPietro toupee versus Turtle Corner update. Well, he's not there all week, so he's not showing up. So maybe next week. Joanne sends $10, goes, white, pink, ginger hat. No hat, always handsome. Well, thank you. I don't know. I'm kind of pink tonight, huh? I don't know and I'm definitely ginger tonight. I don't know what's going on. Thank you. Katie sends $5 and goes, can you give a quick rundown of each juror? No, I don't know what to say about that. There's 18 of them. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay. Oh, you guys are too nice in the comments. Look at Lucy over here. Thank you. You're very sweet, dear. Thank you. I just want to make the daddy calendar. That's all I want to do. I got tough competition. I'm no Joe Flipperhead. I'm no Dr. Wolf. I just hope to make there's 12 months though. I could make one of the months. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of daddies out there. There's Microdots. There's, Will the Glarer. There's BLT 123. There's a whole bunch of daddies out there. So it's tough, it's tough to pick out who's going to win it, who's going to take it down. Okay. There's Nathan Reed, his buddy Adam. A lot of the ladies like Adam. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Anyway, if anyone else wants their messages read, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash me at $Uncle We need to watch some Dr. Russell testimony though, because we haven't watched any today, and I got some timestamps I want to show. Okay. Let me start here. My law and crime stream. Is this my law and crime stream? Yes, it is. Okay. So he starts off with the whole "how did you get here" shit. I mean, this was really weak. Nope, I don't want that.
That's my recollection.
If it's your recollection, I'm happy to show you.
Yes,
what
please.
You testified to. You want to see it again?
Yes.
And by the way, between last night and today, did you get any advice from anybody suggesting you should ask for a transcript when I ask you a question? Did that advice come your way?
That's my general advice from previous times.
Well, did you have any advice last night about that?
Yes.
Who told you last night that you should always ask for a transcript when I'm asking you questions?
Well, I think it was just Mr. 𝗬𝗧𝗂𝗍.
So did you and Mr. 𝗬𝗬𝗧𝗂𝗍, you know there's a sequestration order, don't you?
Yes.
It's a sequestration order that you're not supposed to discuss the case at all with anybody?
Well, we didn't discuss specifics.
Do you know that the sequestration order mandates that you not discuss anything about the case from when you start your testimony until you end your testimony? You know that, right?
I understand that there is a sequestration order.
Do you understand the sequestration order mandates that you're not supposed to speak to people, including the attorneys, about this case overnight? Did you understand that?
There were no specifics discussed.
Well, did you understand that you weren't supposed to? Is what I'm asking. Did you know that's a violation of the sequestration order to speak to the attorneys overnight?
I did not know that that particular conversation would be a violation.
So did you meet with attorney 𝗬🐬🐂 last night?
No.
How was it that you had a conversation with him?
Actually, it might have been in the vehicle.
You drove together?
Yes.
So did you commute to and from court together with attorney 𝗬🐬🐂?
Well, there's a driver.
Okay. Who else is in the car when you left court yesterday?
The driver. No, I wasn't with him yesterday. No, not in the car yesterday. No.
Well, you just said that you spoke to attorney 𝗬🐬🐂 yesterday. And I'm trying to figure out when was it that you were having conversations with Mr. 𝗬🐬🐂 relative to the sequestration order that you're under?
This morning, riding to court.
Okay, so you and attorney 𝗬🐬🐂 drove to court?
With the limo driver, yes.
Well, who was in the limo with you and attorney 𝗬🐬🐂 on the way to court today?
That was just us.
The limo.
Just you two?
Yeah.
What else?
Okay, so I mean, this is the best he can come up with. But you know, he is better than. I guess this is what defense attorneys have to do. Like, usually, keep in mind this guy's dealing with guilty people, and he still is now. So he's got to come up with some way to just distract you. But I guess that's his job, right? But and you like your job. This is whatever. This is what comes naturally to him. Just trying to take a nice, honest woman like Dr. Russell and try to just keep asking questions till something sticks. How'd you get here today? How'd you do this? Did you talk about the case? Blah, blah, blah. No, bitch. She doesn't even want to be here, probably. I bet you she regrets ever fucking reading that Boston Globe article. Like, her life would probably be a lot easier if she just stayed in California.
What else did you both talk about other than that you should ask for a transcript?
I don't even know how it came up. I didn't put much significance to it.
Well, it was just moments ago it happened because you just got to court. You can't remember the context of the sage advice of attorney 𝗬🐬🐂?
No.
You have any memory issues?
Oh.
May I approach?
Yes.
Look at that. Hold on. Look at this.
You can't remember the context of the sage advice of attorney 𝗬🐬🐂?
No.
You have any memory issues?
No.
That was a how dare you moment. I don't know if I'm having issues with StreamYard here. I can't get my screen to be the right size. Hold on one sec. Why am I smaller? Hold on. I'm going to jump on this one. This one. Can I make it like this? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? But what the fuck? That's weird. What the hell's going on? Okay. This is going to make the outtakes. I like to get out of there. What's happening? Okay. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Okay, you can. All right. So I don't know what just happened there, but back to this. All right. Again, it's just such a low life. I mean, how, this is all he's got. You're picking on old ladies there, 𝗬🐂🐂. That's all you got. Okay. And then he's got a new theory. Spanky's got some new theories about what caused the issues with John O'Keefe's arm.
For their view and look around in the corner of the yard?
I did not need to.
Did you?
No.
Did you look at photographs to
Hold on. What is happening right now? Why is it just this? Okay, there. Hopefully it works. We're having some issues with StreamYard.
there was rocks or debris in that area?
Yes.
And you went there and looked at it?
No. You asked me if I looked at photographs.
When you looked at photographs, did they show whether that ground had any bumps or divots or rocks?
It showed that there was a little bit of a hill in that area.
Could you tell from the photos, were they close enough so that you could see what the makeup of the ground was?
No, most of the ground was covered with snow.
Did you know that there were bushes right near the area where Mr. O'Keefe was found? Bushes with branches. Did you know that?
Not very close, no.
Did you see the bushes in the photographs near where Mr. O'Keefe laid?
Right where he laid, no.
How about next to him on the left? Did you see those bushes?
There was some other stuff there in the photograph, but the photographs I looked at were not of excellent quality.
Do you have any understanding or information you can share with us?
So this is new. So all of a sudden today, he's like, maybe they're bushes. Maybe the bushes, but I thought a taillight did it, Spanky. So it sounds like Spanky is attempting to help the defense out by creating reasonable doubt. Okay, Spanky, that's one way to do it. Here's another timestamp we got, 105. Let's see this. 105.
You say more certain. You had never said canines before, ever, until that recent hearing. Isn't that true?
I said teeth.
Canines.
It doesn't matter. I said teeth. Canines are some of the teeth.
Upper or lower canines?
Upper.
And if it's upper canines, you testified previously that the point of entry would be here at the bottom and the dog would pull this way. That's what you testified to. Yes?
No, I believe you misunderstood then. The point of entry is up there. The first initial point of contact is there. And the dog pulled this way, or Mr. O'Keefe pulled his arm the opposite way.
Dr. Russell, you don't recall that you said that the bigger circles are the point of entry, the dog pulled this way, and then I asked you, how could a dog pull this way when the arc is like this? The dog's mouth would have to be in backwards. Remember that conversation we had?
Objection, Your Honor.
First of all, the fact that the longer Spanky puts that arm up there for the jury to see, the better. Dude, give me a break. This is what got Alan Jackson involved in the case. This is what got me involved in the case. This is the picture. This is the picture where it's like, you can't keep showing he should be trying to hide this from the jury. Instead, he's just showing it all the time. Like, let's analyze it. Like, bro, those are dog bites, dude. I've shown both of my kids this picture. And I'm like, what do you think did that? And they had dog bite. This is like what every normal human being's reaction to this is. Like, it looks like a dog bite. But then you're going to have this woman come on and explain it. Like, and you're going to try to discredit her? How?
Remember that conversation? You said that the point of entry would be the bigger circle pulled this way. And then I questioned, how could a dog's arc look like this if the teeth went that way?
No, I don't recall that at all.
That conversation we had? Okay. And so inevitably, when you look at this part of the wound alone, have you expressed an opinion that you're unable on its own to be able to tell whether this was caused by a dog?
Which part of the wound?
Taking any of these alone. Let's start with number one. Haven't you expressed an opinion that taking this alone, you would not be able to say that was from a dog bite?
That is correct. In and of themselves, they're not that specific or characteristic. However, as a group, they are highly characteristic of a dog injury.
Mr. O'Keefe's arm only had this wound and nothing else, by virtue of what you're telling us, you would not be able to offer an opinion that this was consistent with a dog bite.
That very first wound up there, closest. I agree. Yeah.
In fact, you've testified about this very issue before.
But they are
to make an opinion.
But they are a group, Spanky. That's the problem. They are a group.
About something
on the floor. I looked at pictures of the clothing that was available at the hospital.
Did you look at anything about the pants, photographs, the actual pants themselves? Did you look at them?
I looked at the pictures that were available at the hospital of his clothing that was on the floor.
Were part of the photographs that were available for your review and your conclusions of differential diagnosis, was part of that evidence photographs of the back of his pants?
I don't recall.
If you're going to make an opinion about something outside your expertise,
here we go.
That this
backfires.
Wouldn't you want to see as much information as possible?
We'll come to sideburns tomorrow.
Yeah, she ends up basically saying that, yeah, I don't think the pants had grass stains on them. Like he was like really going for that. All right, next one we got here. 146. 59. Okay, 146. Leave it right there. How about this?
Excellent quality.
Do you have any understanding or information you can share with us the angle of Mr. O'Keefe's body at the time of any impact with a motor vehicle?
I don't see any medical evidence that there was impact with the vehicle.
I love how she said that. I love that. I timestamped that because this is why Karen Reed's not taking a stand, I think. Because everything Spanky says is like, he acts like the impact with the motor vehicle is just a statement. And listen to how he phrases this question. She answers it perfectly.
There was some other stuff there in the photograph, but the photographs I looked at were not of excellent quality.
Do you have any understanding or information you can share with us the angle of Mr. O'Keefe's body at the time of any impact with a motor vehicle?
At the time of any impact, there was no impact. So that's a trick question. There's no angle because he wasn't hit by a car. That this is every question he asks. He asks every question like that in order to get it in the heads of the jury that he was hit by a car.
I don't see any medical evidence that there was impact with the vehicle.
Do you know Mr. O'Keefe had other injuries other than just the superficial abrasions on his arm?
Yes, but no significant injuries below the neck.
How about on the head? Was there a significant injury?
Oh, yes.
When you considered excluding car collision as a source of those wounds, did you consider in your history that you've seen, or have you seen, let me strike that, have you seen in your history multiple victims of a car collision where they were hit by the same car?
Probably, but I can't recall a specific case.
Would you agree with me if a car ran into a group of people and caused a number of injuries, those injuries to different people could vary wildly from one to another?
Yes.
Even if the car was going at the same speed and ran into a group of people, those injuries could be totally dissimilar from one another, couldn't they?
Yes.
Some person, unfortunately, could be killed if the car was going fast enough and hit them the right way. Yes?
Yes.
Another person could have...
Yes. Okay. So next time stamp I have here, we got 159.34.
There would have to be multiple projections from the...
Did you want to seek that information about the broken taillight in Dayton timing?
Well,
that didn't really make any difference.
When you were trying to rule out a collision between Mr. O'Keefe and Ms. Reed's vehicle did not cause these injuries, did you want to seek that information about the broken taillight in Dayton timing?
A broken taillight in and of itself could not cause those injuries. There would have to be multiple projections from the vehicle that were lined up in certain pattern to give those parallel marks all in the same direction. So, that's why a broken taillight could not have done that.
So like I don't remember her saying this in the first trial. This is what I mean. Dr. Russell 2.0 is so much better. Like voir direing her was the biggest mistake because it just gave her a chance to, now you know what's coming. It's like a pitcher telling the batter what pitch he's going to throw. So you can just get ready to hit it right back to him. It's better when you don't know what pitch that guy's going to throw. It's going to be a fastball or a changeup. That matters all the different, in the world. So like, he tells her like, now she knows it's coming. She didn't have an explanation last time for why the taillight couldn't have been the source of those. And now she does. And she's like, dude, if a taillight blew up like that, it wouldn't look like that. Like, and she can explain why. Like, good job, Spanky. Like, we're all talking about the Barros testimony because that was obviously explosive, but she spent about 5 or 6 hours just destroying Spanky in a much less sexy way than the way Barros did it,
In your investigation, you did not want to know when that taillight was broken.
Oh, I did, but for information only.
Did you review the ring video from 5:07 a.m. at Meadows Ave?
Later on, later on in the, not initially when I had the initial records, but later on I did.
Did you have that information before or after you arrived at your opinion?
Oh, after.
So you had already arrived at your opinion, then you received new information, which was that ring video, correct?
And it confirms, yeah. Did I hit him or something of that?
Oh, here we go.
Witness.
Have you listened to the statements of the defendant herself in this case regarding potential impact?
No, what do you mean?
Well, have you seen any statements made by the defendant to any media about potential impact or collision in this case?
Oh, are you referring to what you've asked me previously about Did I hit him or something of that? What do you mean specifically?
Have you seen any of the media statements by the defendant, 2020 Nightline docuseries? Have you seen any of these statements in your analysis of whether or not there was a impact of collision between the defendant and her Lexus and Mr. O'Keefe? Have you seen any of those?
I did see some statements, but that was after I rendered my opinion.
And some of those statements after you rendered your opinion, did some of those statements come from the defendant herself?
Yes.
And when you listen to those statements, did you hear any of them talk about the idea or issue of collision or impact?
Yes.
And when you listen to those statements after you formed your opinions, did in any way,
here we go,
change the analysis of your opinion?
Absolutely not.
Oops.
And I'll tell you why.
Oops. Oops. No, like what an own goal. What do you think she was going to say? Actually, yes. Actually, that completely changed everything. The fact that Karen Read, you claim Karen Read said, Jennifer McCabe says that Karen Read says, I hit him. But she only said that after the Google search came out because she got her back up against the wall and was pissed. And so she made up a lie about that. And does that change anything? And he's like, no, it actually changed nothing. Let me tell you why and on top of that, I'm going to explain why. You see, I didn't have an answer for this last year, but then you brought me in for a voir dire and you started asking some stupid shit. So I started reading up on shit. And here's what I found out.
Please do.
Because she had, the defendant had undergone a very stressful event, finding her loved one in the snow. And so after a stressful event, many people suffer from what's called an acute grief reaction. It's very common. And they do things that seem to be irrational. They ramble. They act bizarrely. They make statements that are irrational, that don't make sense. And they oftentimes tend to blame themselves for whatever has happened. I've seen this many times.
Many times.
Does this happen?
Again, none of this was offered by anyone. She just saved the defense. God knows how much money on hiring an expert. Like, I don't even know what you'd hire, a psychiatrist, somebody with like trauma counseling or something like that could explain this. Instead, Dr. fucking Russell, who does everything, who just is the most impressive woman who has ever existed. She can explain this for you. Actually, there's it's called a cute whatever. It's a thing. And I've actually seen it many times because I've seen fucking everything because I'm Dr. Russell. Like, bro, I was a cop. I was ER doctor. I know I'm the dog bite guru, everything. Dude, what an own goal that was.
Happen moments after a stressful event?
Oh, yes.
Does it happen months later when you go on 2020 or Nightline?
I've never seen that situation.
No. Does it happen a year later when you go and speak to documentarians and be interviewed? Is that the same kind of condition you see a year and a half later?
A grief reaction can last years. It usually is very brief, but it can last years.
Now, when you look at the clothes in this case.
So he brings up like the 2020 stuff, whatever. She didn't say in 2020, I hit him. She didn't say it ever. You're claiming it happened on the scene in the midst of the trauma. And Hank's like, well, what about when she said it a year later on 2020 or Dateline? It's like, she didn't. So, but even if she did, she's like, that's still part of the trauma.
Mr. O'Keefe clothes. You are aware that those clothes were swabbed for DNA traces, aren't you?
Yes, I'm aware that some of the clothes were swabbed for DNA.
Can we have exhibit 147B, please?
Oh, this was the mistrial moment.
On the right arm, there were a number of different.
So this is when he brings up this whole mistrial. So, actually, I'll be right back. I got to be right back. Hold on. Watch Higgy with it. Be right back. I need to hit the head. And then we're almost done. But I can't concentrate. It's like one of those things you can't fucking concentrate. Hold on.
Hey yo, silly, Got drunk at the hilly, I can't PD, and I can't find my willy. I'm just here for a little attention. Yeah, I got severe hypertension. So why you trying to get to know 𝗺𝗃𝗃𝗃 better? Can't and whores, Bella's mom and 𝗫𝗫𝗃𝗃. I don't know, I'll give it a go. ATF's big show, I ain't no hoe. I don't need a new man with a double D rack. Never mind, Higgy, your game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that, see? I'm not one of the girls trying to get locked down. Prince Higgy, baby, Jameson crown. I get down with the hilly low comp ticket. 16 whiskeys is how I kick it. And you get excited for a midnight snack. I already told you, your game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that, see? Your game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that. I like sleeping alone. This won't go all night. A little needy and strange. It's true love at first sight. I'm the real deal. I do what I gotta do. From the rip, my whole heart's for you. Your whole heart is not for me. Not a half, not a quarter, not a clog, not a re. You know what's the problem? You're trouble and you're hot. I'm big, thick neck daddy Higgy. He's not. I got a question, not to be rude. Are you queer? Cause you keep calling me dude. Are you glad that you had walked me out? No self-doubt and you didn't cop out. No last words, I'll just mutter abide. Don't diss the caterpillar and sweat the butterfly. All of them girls must have got you gas. And when they see a good thing, they don't triple bypass. Well, for this town, that's right on track. Cause for me, your game's too whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that, see? Game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that. What am I? Another pretty face getting you a drink from my military base? All I gotta know is why.
All right, guys. Anyway, we're almost done here. What else we got? All right. Where were we? Do we have anything else here? Did I have any more timestamps here?
Tears in that fabric that you looked at, weren't there?
Yes, there were a number of small round holes in that
You're
fabric.
aware, aren't you, that those holes were swabbed for traces of dog DNA?
Objection, Your Honor. Like approach, please.
Okay, come on up.
So this is the part where, again, I knew immediately this was going to be an issue because I'm like, wait a minute. He has not introduced that into evidence yet. His whole plan was to have Terry Kuhn go be a response to Dr. Russell. And Terry Kuhn is the one who says that she tested the swab that was sent to her by Michael Proctor, which Michael Proctor claims was used to swab the sleeve of John O'Keefe's sweatshirt. There's no evidence of that. Nothing Michael Proctor says can be believed or trusted. They didn't do it till 18 months after John O'Keefe died. Coincidentally, after I started writing about this, and they needed to strengthen their case. It's also when they found microscopic taillight in the sleeves or whatever. It's like, come on. So anyway, Terry Kuhn has not been called yet, and she can't testify to this. So Hank just goes and introduces it anyway. And that's ground. He knows that's grounds for a mistrial. He's not stupid. He knows you're not allowed to do that, but he also knows you got to play the hand you're dealt. And he knows that Auntie Bev ain't going to do shit. So the fuck does he care? So Bob Alessi was pissed, and he wasn't performing for a jury or anything because they weren't even in there. He was fired up. I've never seen him so fired up like that. He was impassioned.
With regard to the hoodie shirt and the hole, the only thing that was adduced in direct examination was a mechanical function, simply of Dr. Russell testifying that a dog tooth went in and came out and caused a certain mechanical effect on the yarn. Nothing even close to the mention of DNA. With regard to representations that Attorney Brennan has made, that somehow there was a hearing that we were on notice, it is completely incorrect. Show me the hearing, show me the transcript where that has been discussed. The prosecution has also said, we always intended to bring on rebuttal Dr. Crosby, who would talk about the supposed absence of DNA, the alleged absence of it. The problem with that of trying to rescue the mistrial that the prosecution has caused with prejudice is that Dr. Crosby could never testify about such a topic, because I would object because there would be no foundation, because the prosecution strategically chose not to bring in the foundation whatsoever in this trial. The fact that they did it in another trial, or perhaps did it, is irrelevant to this trial, as Your Honor has admonished several times. What happened? This is a new trial, and whatever happens in the first trial is the first trial. So in conclusion, Your Honor,
because of the conduct of the prosecution, and specifically the intentional mention of DNA, the prosecution has put in the jury's mind that topic that is irremediable.
Oh, he's
that
pissed.
cannot be reversed.
He's
that
pissed.
cannot be cured.
He's pissed.
That cannot be ameliorated with a jury instruction. That cannot be dislodged. The prosecution has to suffer the consequences of its own intentional actions of bringing up that topic. Ms. Reed is entitled under the Constitution, under the Massachusetts Declaration of Rights, to a fair trial. And what has just happened is antithetical, abhorrent
Yes.
to a fair trial.
Yes.
The only remedy
Mistrial
is a mistrial
with prejudice. So you can't bring it back.
Thank you.
That was awesome, man. That was awesome, dude. Like, I'm just like, so, but you knew it was going to go nowhere. It was cool. Like, I was joking with Ted outside about it afterwards, my buddy Ted Daniel. And I'm like, so you think we're going home? You think that's the end of this? And he just started laughing. It's like, come on. You just can't. It's like, she's gutless. She's a coward, and doing something like declaring a mistrial is a bold move. She just doesn't have it in her, man. She doesn't have it in her. So there's that. All right. So yeah, I mean, basically she's just hit it out of the park, man. Back and forth, back and forth. We're getting static again. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. That's what always happens. Okay. Static. I know. Hopefully it's better. Whenever my phone is near the mic, it does that. All right. Let me end the night by reading some turtle chat, shall we? All right. JC sends $5 and says, I see 𝗀𝗄𝗄𝗆, that would be that crazy judge, locked his Twitter account. Yes, he did. He has ghosted. He has gone private. And he was not on. He was supposed to be on NBC 10 Canton Confidential today. He was not on there. I don't think he's going to be back on anytime soon. Just a quick look at that guy's social media. He's not well. Like, he's got dementia or some shit. Like, I've never seen anything like it before. So yeah. Okay. Next up, Lori sends $5. Oh boy. Crystal Sorry apparently is telling people that I brought 2 men to her house. Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyway, let's see. I did not do that, by the way. Lori sends $10 and goes, hey, Freedom Doctor, your hair is looking great these days. Well, thank you. And I think you have a fantastic idea about closing arguments, showing all the reasonable doubt, eliminating each Commonwealth witness one by one, like Jose Baez did for Casey Anthony. It needs to be explained in simple layman's terms to the jury. And yes, to the free Karen Reed daddy calendar. Yes. Maybe I need to put together a closing like that, just like a Jose Baez style. Maybe I'll do that. It's good. It takes a while though, you know? So thank you for that. Okay. Thank you, Lori. Next up, Ashley Fuck the Alberts sends $5. I don't give a fuck about the taillight. I know if a car kills a human, let alone sideswipes, your car is going to be tore up from the motherfucking floor up. A missing piece on a taillight isn't going to bite you. The Commonwealth, you sick fucks, Albert and Higgins need to get their fat asses up on the stand. Well, somebody's got to call them first. For me, it was Seraph, and then that terrifying look, Brian Albert and Fatboy Higgins, when I knew that it was fucked up. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ashley, Tyler sends $5. And where did Spanky come from? He's a defense attorney, right? Why was he picked as a special prosecutor after Lally failed? Was it the DA's decision to cuck Lally? Yeah, I mean, it definitely was the DA's decision. Obviously, there's a huge difference between them. Like, I don't even think Lally knows that you're allowed to call witnesses back. Like, right? He's not like that you're allowed to just bring them back after the defense goes. Does Lally even know that's a rule? Does Lally even know that you're allowed to do half the shit that Hank is doing? Like, obviously, I mean, Hank's more of a weasel and a sleazeball, but he's obviously better at it than Lalli. But how did they find him? That's the $1 million question. Why him? I believe it's his relationship with the 𝗀𝗄𝗄𝗆s. The 𝗀𝗄𝗆s represent, they're basically the McAlbert crime family's attorneys. Like 𝗀𝗄𝗆 Sr. represents Jill Daniels when she attacked me. 𝗀𝗄𝗆 Jr. represents Colin Albert. So yeah, that's what I think. I think that family is heavily involved in it. Okay. Dwayne's Beer sends $10 and goes, how do you not throw up sitting in the same courtroom as Brennan? He's such a fucking piece of shit. He's like the whiny, spoiled child that always gets what he wants. And Bev is the pathetic, enabling parent who can't say no. Disgusting. Free Karen Reed. I don't know. It's like, I am disgusted being in the same courtroom as him, but I know that we're going to win, man. Whew, I think about that day a lot. And that day, every day, we are one day closer from this happening. You know, the odds of this ending in a mistrial are slim. Like, mistrials are rare. They're less than 10% of cases are mistrials. Most are convictions, because usually the defendant's guilty. And usually the Commonwealth doesn't bring a case forward that they don't feel that confident in. This is a unique case. The odds are heavily in the favor of acquittal here. Public opinion overwhelmingly believes that Karen Reed is innocent. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. But again, I think about that day a lot. What it's going to be like, whether she's acquitted or convicted. You know, obviously, I think about acquitted a lot more than convicted. Convicted is a nightmare. But you know, she's at peace with it, and she's just thinking about like her case, man. She's a fighter. I don't even think Karen never liked when I brought like ugliness. She never wanted to hear about negativity. Never wanted to hear about it. Only positivity. So again, because if you focus on the negativity too much, if you're her, if you read all the nasty shit people say about you, if you let it get you down, like it's just going to affect you, you know, but she just doesn't read any of it. So good for her. All right. Next, Hotep Dizas sends $50. No, this is Holly Johnson sends $10 and goes, guessing you know this already. Okay. Says, don't read it out loud. Okay. Thanks. Emily McCabe's resting bitch face sends $10 and goes, hey Doc, can you share this with the defense team? You need to be retarded to think Karen Reed is guilty. I will share that with them. Thank you. Hotep Diza sends $50 and goes, Hank pulled a sleight of hand with that question. Barros didn't comment on the photo. He testified about the actual condition of the taillight in the photo, which is why there's a difference. Thank you for all you do. Stay out of jail. Well, thank you very much. He didn't comment on the photo. He testified about the actual condition of the taillight in the photo. Right. I see what you're saying. Nicola, aka Cunty Bev, sends $10 and goes, Officer Barros deserves a bravery award for not allowing the piece of shit McAlberts to scare him. I was shopping when I heard his testimony and literally cried with joy hearing this. I can only imagine the weight lifted of Karen and her family when he opened his mouth. He is a legend. Agreed. He is a legend. Willis sends $5 and goes, he likes to watch Cuck Style, then have the dude deposit on him. On him. He also likes to give to the dudes after drugging them. That's just horrible. Okay. Alexa sends $10 and goes, you got off topic when telling us about your conversation with the $5 million reward person. Legit. That could be life-changing for one. So again, some guy on Twitter is offering $5 million for a reward for whoever killed John O'Keefe. So I'm like, well, I talked to him on the phone the other night because I'm like, he wanted me to share it. And I'm like, yeah, first of all, I'm not sharing it because witness intimidation. Like the whole thing just sounded very witness intimidating, like offering money, $5 million to someone if they come forward. Like that's like saying like, okay, imagine Julie Nagel came forward and it's like, oh, sure, I'll take the $5 million. I'll say they did it. I mean, who wouldn't do, but you're being coerced into saying that. It's very witness intimidating to offer money to witnesses to change. And so I expressed this to him and I don't think he was getting it. Now, also, you have $5 million laying around for this, Okay. I didn't. So I looked this guy up. He's pretty legit. He might have it. I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see. It comes across as bribey. That's the thing about it. Who would, I do, you know what I would do for $5 million? Are you fucking kidding me? I'd pretty much do anything. And so would everybody. So I told him that like the whole thing sounds kind of witness intimidating, Anyway, back to this. And also no one's going to come forward. It's just like, it also reeked of like attention seeking a little bit. Like, okay, we'll see. Okay. Tyler sends $5 and goes, you completely missed the point of my message. The point is that the local Fed office in scare quotes is also corrupt. Just like Maureen Comey's office, who is protecting a lot of people, including James Comey. I don't know what that means. Contrary to what Trump said about Charlotte riots, there are lots of very terrible people on both sides. Retardocrats and demon rats. Okay, Tyler, I didn't, first of all, you sent $5 and I don't give a fuck about your political rants at all. They mean nothing to me. So thanks for the $5. You can give $5 more if you want, but your fucking comment's stupid and I don't give a shit about it. So give me more money. Thanks. Okay. CO Eliza sends $10, goes, hi, Turtle Boy. Just wanted to give you your figurative flowers, aka knowledge, acknowledge and celebrate you for who and what you are. Do you know that most men never receive flowers in their entire lives until their funerals? Just wanted to give you the proper credit where credit is due. Celebrate your journalistic talent and let you know how proud I am of your accomplishment. Well, that's very sweet, CO Eliza. Thank you. Medic Joel Loves Turtles sends $10 and says, did you hear about how Hank distracted her by age shaming her doobad? That's not English. To the point where she grasped for air gun, Bev saw it too, and so did the jury. Don't know what any of that means, but thanks for the $10. Okay. Let me read. Do we have any cash apps here? Lori sends $10 and goes, show dog bite photo sent to your email today. I get a lot of emails and I've shown the dog again. I've shown all the dog bite emails. I'm good. So thank you again. When you send a turtle chat, it's more of a conversation starter. It's not I emailed you something, share the video I sent. That's not how the turtle chats work. Turtle chats are conversation starters, your questions, stuff like that. Not like play this video or show this picture I sent. That's not what the turtle chats are about. You know what I mean? Okay. Is that it? Kyle sends, no, I already read that one. All right, cool. Well, I think we're done. So a great night tomorrow, half day. I think Karina Kolakithis, she says what I've been told she's going to say. And Lucky Loughran, two great witnesses. I don't know who comes after that, but I'm really looking forward to it. I want to hear from the Asian house too. I want to hear her. I want to hear about all these people. So it's going to be great. Free Karen Ree, guys, and we'll see you guys all for the live show tomorrow night. Don't forget to, brush your teeth. All right. Peace to your bum crease.
It calls for data including calendars, alerts, reminders, notes, text messages, pictures, or videos from April 1st, 2023 through and including October 5th, 2023. 7 months